And welcome back to Scout Talk, everyone. Today's episode, we'll be discussing Tarkov as usual, keeping you up to date with the news, information, our rants, what we've been up to, some of the community things that are happening, some of the BSG things that are happening, like them trolling us. We'll talk more about that. Some of the other topics we'll be discussing, a little bit of SPT, and me and Giga had an opportunity to play Black Budget. I've have many dots, as I know Giga does. I'm very excited to talk about that and give you all our first impressions.
Yes, lots of interesting things going on. We'll talk about Black Budget a bit later. So let's start with Tarkov. It's been actually a little bit of time because I ended up missing our slot because I wanted to play. I only had like basically Friday was like the day that I had to be able to play Black Budget, so that's why I ended up being slightly late on the podcast that last time. This is Monday for those of you who are kind of listening later on. So Friday was just like taken up by that. So it's been a little bit of time. We've had like a few things. I guess like not that much stuff. We were waiting for snow last time. Like we knew that it was coming. There's not been like a huge amount of changes, but like the main thing really is that the snow has come to the game, and yeah. So it's just really nice. Like I forgot how much I liked the snow. Like I remember liking the snow and enjoying it, but it just is such a nice time. The atmosphere is just pristine. It's like it was very crisp. It's very easy to see. Feels like the air is like not very foggy most of the time. It just is really, really good. I really like it. But the snow maps are awesome, to be honest.
So many rat spots and bushes are now just eviscerated. It's good or bad depending on which side of the rat bush you're on.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of depends on what you're trying to do as well. I mean, I've been, lamenting over the laborious challenge, which is Shooterborn in Heaven, which I'm like so close to finishing, but it's dragging myself to the final hurdle. I do think that, not to derail us 15 seconds in on a conversation about Lighthouse, because I definitely don't want to do that. But the fact that there's now like a 20,000 USD hurdle to get in, that's why I ended up leaving it as late as I physically could, because I was just like, we just need more people in this map. A lot of people are just like not paying it and don't want to do it. And I've definitely been there on other wipes. I think even on the hardcore wipe, I was like, got to the point of going to Lighthouse and thought, no, I'm not going for Lightkeeper or anything, so I'm just going to not go.
Right.
And I think a lot of people have just decided not to go. So the only guys who are like on Lighthouse is people trying to desperately do the stuff you have to do to go and get Kappa or whatever. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if the level of the average player on Lighthouse is like a lot higher than on the other maps. Maybe Streets excluding, because Streets usually seems to have higher levels on it, but everybody seems to know what they're doing. Even when you get a good spot on somebody, they're constantly moving around, like nobody's standing still. It's very, very painful. I literally have 2 more kills left on Lighthouse. 2. I've done all the other shootable ones, just got 2 more kills. I'm pairing it with Tarkov Shooter 4. So that's the Scav Vest and the Balaclava, and you have to get kills on Lighthouse. Once I've done Shooter 1, it'll be easy. I think I've got, what have I got for that? I think I've got 3 more for that. So if I get my 2 more kills for Shooterborn, then I'll only need 1 more for Punisher Part 4, and then we'll kind of be clear for the time being, at least, with Lighthouse. I don't know how much other Kappa stuff there actually is on Lighthouse, really. And there's nothing there's nothing the same level of difficulty as there is Shooterborn, though.
Yeah, I would tell you. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think it's pretty light on the Lighthouse.
It's a bit like Streets, right? Because like the maps and the quests came later, and so a lot of them didn't end up getting added. It's like most of the Lighthouse stuff that you need to do normally revolves around getting Lightkeeper, which you do need to do if you want to go and get the story. But a lot of it's like kills with any gun. Like outside of Shooterborn, it's really not as bad as it could be. Like finding the USB drive and stuff is annoying, but it could definitely be worse. So once that's over, then I don't know. We'll have to like flick over to something else that's annoying and difficult to do, like boss kills or whatever, and then try and figure out what to do there, or maybe even I've still got to do Tarkov Shooter. But yeah, anyway, with the snow, it was bad before, and then now with the snow and the ice, it's like nobody wants to stand anywhere now on Lighthouse. So it's just you kind of have to, just have to play the spawns really.
Yeah,
I was I kind of got to the point where I was like, shall I just run around with a Marlin with a red dot on it? And the thing is that it kind of could work, but it just wasn't working, because anytime that I got into a position where I could actually kill somebody, they just had an assault rifle. And with this sort of not running into any Timmies issue, like everybody who I'm running into is like 30 plus, It's like you're just at such a huge disadvantage, and you spend 45 minutes getting into a position where you can actually, get somebody at close range, and then they're sort of a similar skill level, and so they kill you, right? It's like not really equivalent. It's a very difficult one. So I was just sort of like, I tried long range, I tried short range, I tried everything, and just like fell into a well of despair, just being like, I'm going to do this, but I actually just don't know how anymore. And so we had to like go right back to basics, like have a kind of heart to heart with chat, just being like, what exactly we're going to do here? And it's just like, right, let's go through every spawn, let's think about what we're going to do. We're
Oh
going
my
to have like a
god.
maybe proper plan. It's like go right back to the start, which actually really helped. It
Mm.
really helped because yeah, I think after a while, if it's not working, you really just need to like rethink everything and be like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll take every path in the tree and go, okay, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? And I think it really is a case of, fight the spawn and then leave, fight the spawn and then leave. Even though I just don't like it because there's so much waiting involved. There's not as many players as the other maps, so matching takes a bit longer. So it takes you sort of 6 or 7 minutes to get in.
Mm.
But it's better doing that than wasting another 15 minutes trying to wander about with people just being invisible. Um, so it seems like the least worst option at this point. We did get another kill. The classic one where someone spawns up um, near the road camp, and then there's a valley, and then you spawn on the other side, and you just have a sniping battle at the beginning of the match, and
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
wins in 8 seconds. I got my third kill like that with an SV98. It's just like some guy through the trees, just like, right, we're going to wait, and we're going to be patient. And then he appeared, and it was just like, ah, got him. Yes, there we go. Right, that's kill number 3. Okay, we just got to do it 2 more times.
Switching
But
off the Marlin, huh?
yeah, I thought on Lighthouse, I thought I might actually switch away to something that was suppressed. It's the only map that I've changed to this.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's Lighthouse has quite a lot of like very long opportunities,
That's fair. Yeah.
and although the range has increased on them, I figured as soon as I shoot with the Marlin, people are just going to scuttle away anyway. So I
Mm.
may as well like not be hurt or be harder to locate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the Marlin is going to help with the fire rate's not the problem. Was sort of the thing. So I was like, well, we'll go
Mm.
suppress, so then I don't just get like third party bum rushed by somebody else who's trying to do assessment, which is kind of what was happening with the Marlin. I'd like shoot, and then I'd just have like people on me. And so yeah, so I swapped over to the SV98, just a bit of a change of pace as well, and almost to sort of like slow myself down too. There's like definitely a psychological element of like not snatching your shots too quickly.
Yeah.
So, and if you've got the Balti, like you have to play it in the Balti way. With the Marlin, you can kind of almost be like, well, I should just take a shot because I can always just take another one, and then they
Yeah.
run away and it
Yeah.
wasn't the right time. So yeah, so I've been mixing it between the two, but I think I'm
Okay.
preferring the SV98 actually overall,
Hmm.
and the ammo is really good. Like at longer ranges, 308 ME is decent, but we're kind of like it's sort of on the edge of maybe bouncing off a class 4,
Hmm.
maybe. Because where is it? It's 40? Yeah, it's 42 pens. So if you're shooting over 100 meters, it can easily be a 50-50. And I don't have a lot of it left actually. I don't have much left because I've died with a bit of it. But I've been going in with PS for
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
7.62, and so that gives you just that little bit extra heft. I think you can get to about 100 meters without dropping down below 90% on the headshots. So I was just like, let's just try that, and it seems to be working. It seems to be working. So it's
Cool.
slow going, but we'll get there. So yes, we're sort of just pondering along with that. BSG they put a little update post today about 1.0 and kind of how it's gone. And I'm actually honestly I'm quite surprised. It says since its release. I'm assuming that means like since 1.0 released, right? Or do they mean like right at the beginning? I'm actually not sure now. It must be since 1.0, surely.
I would assume
It's
so,
weird,
but
is it?
you know.
So it says since its release, Escape from Tarkov has sold over 1 million copies. I'd be amazed if they sold 1 million copies on Steam though. That must be all-time sales, surely. Surely there aren't more than like no, maybe not though.
I mean, I
It
feel
just
like
it almost seems too few. It seems too few to be all-time sales. It seems too many to be like since they released the game on 1.0. That seems like crazy numbers.
I don't know. I mean, I could see it. I feel like they got enough of a Twitch presence, with like people streaming the game in 1.0. You know what I mean? And it's like I could see it with Steam release. I mean, that's just another previous revenue source that you didn't have access to. or weren't
Do you
utilizing.
think people didn't bother buying it on Steam and bought it on them? Because like they haven't gone above like 50,000 people, I don't think, on Steam charts. So it seems,
But that's
I don't know, it just
concurrent.
seems unlikely. That is concurrent, sure, but like even concurrent just seems to be quite a big gap.
I don't think it's only Steam.
Oh
I
yeah, it
imagine
definitely can't be.
they probably included regular sales.
Yeah, but you mean to be fair, I mean that's a huge number. That's a lot more than I thought it would be.
Yeah, yeah, I probably yeah. I mean, 1,000,000 is a lot, yeah. And
Because I
you
was imagine that kind of most people who are going to play FT have already bought it.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, I know there's a handful of people that were just like, I'm just gonna wait, until 1.0,
mm,
and Steam's like another kind of motivator. I mean, I actually there was a calculator you can look up. I think it's like Steam, a library calculator or something, and it like calculates how much money you spent on your Steam library.
oh my
And
goodness.
like before it reveals, it's like get ready for something depressing. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I got a
Mine's
lot
probably
of
nowhere near as
games.
bad as some people's, but
Yeah, I got a lot of games. I mean, there's some of them are, I try to buy stuff on sale, but I think
yeah.
the most egregious thing is I have games I have not touched that are like, I paid for it and I haven't really played. It's hard. Uh,
Yeah, I know. Especially when they come on sale, because you're like, I know I want to play it at some point, but like I haven't got
yeah.
time or the inclination, not in the right mood for this or that or the other.
Oh,
I've got a handful of those that came through on sale, but I'm like, I try to be quite disciplined. I nearly bought one the other day, and I was like, I'm not going to play this anytime soon, and it's not on sale. I definitely shouldn't buy this.
yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing, right? Like, Claire Obscura. Definitely want to play that. I just talked to a friend the other night
Mm.
they were proud that they finished it because they kind of have like a similar issue where like they either don't play games and they have a ton of games in their Steam library, or like they never finish them. Because I do that too. I won't finish a game. Like Fallout New Vegas, for example. I haven't finished it. I can mod it to death. Like I can mod it to where it won't even boot up, but I can't like finish it. But
Spend more time modding than playing.
honestly, did you see just a quick aside since we're talking about Steam? Did you see the Game Awards that just happened a
I
couple of
didn't
days
see
ago?
it. I sort of saw stuff about it and about Claire Obscure winning of like
Yeah.
everything like 9 awards and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know it won Game of the Year. I'm sure it won. I think it won a couple other things like acting as well. And I saw that Arc Raiders got nominated. I was listening to it while I was doing some chores, and I was listening it through a streamer, and it was like a deluxe streamer, and they were doing this bit that got old really fast. Or like anytime they, like at one segment, I think at the end ceremony there was like sparkles and fireworks and like smoke, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's
Right.
Steam! Steam! Gabe's gonna come out any second now!" And like they kept doing that bit over and over, and it just got really old. Anyways,
Mm.
I saw through that Arc Raiders got nominated, I think, for Game of the Year, and I think that's awesome. But I don't know, I'm really glad that Clear Obscure won because I know that game, like, and that studio, like they kind of like did the impossible, so to speak, kind of just like a smaller studio, started up from basically nothing and used Unreal to make a game that critics love, gamers love, and yeah, I'm glad it won. But I think that's really cool that Ark got Game of the Year, and that's getting recognition or got
Yeah, who are
nominated
those
anyways.
guys? Sandful Interactive.
Say again.
I'm like, I said, just who are these guys? Sandfall
Oh
Interactive.
yeah,
Like, I don't know anything about them at
just
all.
a bunch of Frenchies making a
Yeah.
a weird little narrative story driven Souls-y kind of game, RPG kind of game. I don't know much
Yeah, I
about
mean,
the game,
I've
but I've
heard
heard
so
it's so
much good
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
Same, right? Everybody seems to love this thing. I mean, there's no wonder. There's no surprise after hearing all the praise on it that it won so much stuff.
yeah,
But it seems to touch on like a lot of genres. That's is what I'm sort of getting is that like if you like JRPGs, you might like it. If you like Souls like stuff, you might like it. They've managed to do that kind of like bridging of the worlds that maybe Ark has done a little bit in the sort of the extractions and shooter battle royale sort of genre in general, where it's like, well, if you like this, you'll like. If you like that, you'll like. If you like this, you'll like it, rather than being exclusionary. Um, which is what quite a lot of these games end up accidentally doing. But Yeah, I need to play it as well. To be honest, I quite like these sorts of games. I'm a relatively seasoned Final Fantasy veteran, so
Mm.
I think people from that world do seem to like it. So I'm keen to try it at some point. When I'm going to get that time, I don't know. I'm like still on my wish. I'm probably going to play it when I'm like retired or something, when I'm a pensioner. Like Baldur's Gate 3, finally, like go and play that thing.
Oh
It's
my
just like, oh,
god,
I
yeah.
finally found 100 hours to go and play this game.
The
I
worst
remember this from my youth. I have to crack out the 5800X 3D out of the attic where it's been for like 40 years.
the worst thing is when you play like a critically acclaimed game like that was like critically acclaimed like 10 years ago. You're like, "Oh my god, this game is so great, guys. I want to talk about it." And everyone's like, "Yeah, we know." Duh, where have you been? You've been living on a rock? And it's like, "Guys, come on. I want to be excited too." You're like, "Yep, uh-huh.
Oh,
Go on. Okay. Grandma, go take your pills now."
that's very funny. It reminds me of when I finally got around to what. So basically, everybody watched Game of Thrones when it first came out,
Yeah.
and the final season came out, and I was like really really busy when the final season came out, and
Oh
I
yeah.
heard that it was just like universally slated, right? But I never got a chance to watch it, so I just like never bothered watching it.
Mhm.
And so I watched it years later, like fully well knowing that people didn't like it. So I was like, going into it with that expectation, I could just kind of
Mhm.
enjoy it for what it is without
Mhm.
worrying about like it being bad, because I kind of knew that it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And like I told
It's
my
almost a
friends
good
this, and they
thing.
were just like, yeah, and they were just like, oh, but you're gonna kind of miss out on like the whole vibe of the time, whatever. So they were just like, you just tell us where you're at, like which episode, and we'll send you like a curated selection of memes for that week's episode from the time.
Wait, that sounds
so
so
you feel
good.
so you can feel like you're part of the as it was going along kind of thing, because it's not the same now if you just watch them. I was like, that's so funny, so
W.
funny. Yeah. But no, so I need to play this game. There's just like this, yeah, the games like this, these longer sort of, uh, I guess like time
Mhm. Mhm.
investment sort of games just keep piling up on the wish list. Like this is piling up on the back of Baldur's Gate, which is piling up on the back of Elden Ring, which I still haven't played either, which is criminal, I know, to many. But they just feel like such an undertaking to get involved in any of
Yeah,
these,
no, I get it. Because you
Yeah.
want to finish it too. You don't just want to like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, yeah, I totally get it. It's hard.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, so there's a lot. So anyway, going back to that was a wild tangent. Going back to their release, and there's been some conversation in chat as well, by the way, saying that apparently Tarkov sold like 800,000 copies on Steam as of November the 24th. I don't know. I mean, this is
Mhm.
I trust the people in chat, but I don't know where this is from. But obviously the Steam reviews were
Of
only like
course.
40%. According to VG Insights, Battlestate Games long awaited extraction shooter made its Steam debut on November the 15th after 8 years and quickly racked up nearly $29 million in revenue. So yeah, that's that. And it says here, it's on Battlestate's one, it's like in the first month alone, players spent a total of 135 million hours, or 15,410 years in the Norvinsk region. This is equivalent to over 200 million full customs raids, had each lasted until the final minute of the timer. To date, more than 500 PMCs have successfully escaped from Tarkov and reached one of the endings. To prepare this milestone, we have prepared a special promo code for all the players, 1 million plus. Have you heard the conspiracy theory about these codes, by the way?
Oh
That,
no.
well, not conspiracy theory, but like the sort of like semi joke in joke about
Okay.
these codes, because there's been a lot of promo codes for 1.0. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of promo codes, and there's quite a few people who's like, I don't know whether this originated on Reddit or wherever, but like I kind of want to believe that it's true. That like for the first time Nikita's actually playing, and like whenever he needs something, then they release a promo code. He's just like, give
Oh,
me wires, just put the give me wires code in, because he like needs something for the hideout or whatever. Like, I
that's
want
so
to believe it's
funny.
true. I really want to believe it's true.
That's
It's just like
so
you get bulb one
funny.
time, or motor the next time. Damn it, I'm out of money. Like 1,000,000 rubles. Give everyone 1,000,000 rubles. Like I so want to believe it's true. I really do.
That's so funny. Speaking of, I think last week there was one that just came out that was like pay to win or something, and maybe it was in between this and last week. And I've been pretty slow to do promo codes. Like I'm kind of like, I'm too good. I don't need it. But I caved. I caved. So I was like, all right, fine. Let me see this pay to win one. And I was like, it's gonna be the most busted thing. And it's like the worst package ever. And Nikita even like captioned it of like a tricked out
Hmm.
M4 and like a weapons case, and I'm thinking like I'm about to get some fat loot, and it's like a freaking broken, I don't know, LCD screen, and just like
Like
I
a
don't even.
Tosna Ushanka and stuff. Like it was
Yeah,
bad.
it
Like
was so bad. It was just like complete, like straight defense. It was bad.
I love it.
Uh,
But yeah, there've been a lot of them. I mean, talking about BSG just trolling the player base. So they've literally just put through an update now where they've they've artificially made RAM really expensive by adding a load of like random barters. And there's quite a few of them. I haven't gone through all of them yet. The only one that I really know of is the one which is 4 RAM sticks for GPU, because there's not any. One of the main issues is there's not a good way to get GPUs at the moment, because you have to be level 40 to buy GPUs on the flea. So even if you got Bitcoin Farm, I actually have Bitcoin Farm level 2 because it turned out it was easier to get Bitcoin level 2 than it was to get level 1, bizarrely. Because I think level 1 required PSUs Fannie Maid, and level 2 only needed circuit boards Fannie Maid. And you can make those. So level 2 is actually easier than level 1, which is weird. But I've only got like 3 GPUs in there. Are you okay, by the way?
yeah,
You're you're right.
sorry.
So they've added these. They added these literally today, about like an hour or two ago, and my Discord just like exploded with people just being like, "I've been hoarding RAM all wipe, I'm rich," just like selling 30 sets of sticks of RAM like randomly. So now RAM is 100 and something K in game, um, which is yeah, it is. That certainly is a thing. Trolling us all about the expensive RAM IRL. Yeah, they've settled down to about 110K, because I think the marginal pricing on this thing is for the GPUs. So what is it? It's one RAM for, I can't actually tell which plate that is from Ragman. Actually, I can look myself. I've got the game open. I don't know why I'm worrying about this. So you can get a GAC 3S15 for a stick of RAM. You can get the Tactical Rush 100 backpack, which is that really rare like black one that it doesn't get sold anywhere. Then there is a GAC 4 Triple S for, looks like maybe 2 or 3 RAM sticks. I'm not sure. You can get Gen 4 Assault for 3 RAM sticks, a Meds case for 3 RAM sticks, some like random parts, and then this GPU one, which is kind of the main one. I think there's some like really weird guns. There's like Skier 4 now. I don't actually have Skier 4 myself. Apparently Skier's got this. He's got this like. It's got like an NL 545, one of the 545 like M4 style ones, but tricked out as an ADAR with like a 45 rounder like meme thing going on. It's
Tough.
yeah, it's
That is the
yes.
toughest looking gun I've ever seen.
Has it got a PLAD on it as well? I think it's got
Yes.
PLAD scope and the horrible rotor suppressor. It's like the worst, the worst. But yeah, there you go. So RAM is now really expensive in Tarkov as it is IRL, as the BSG team love it. They love it to be like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they up the rarity as well. So RAM itself is now worth more in game, as people
Cool.
are telling me. And if you go to Peacekeeper, because he will buy it. I'm just going to check myself. Yeah, so RAM is now $525 to Peacekeeper. So that kind of sets a floor price of like 80K, 70K, 80K, something like that for the exchange rate.
A well
So
executed troll, I must say. They ticked all the boxes,
they did. They did. So then random other stuff that we've had going on as well. There's there's just like a ridiculous scam going around where you can buy a box of ammo and it's only got 1 ammo in
Oh
it,
my god, I saw that.
which is
How?
crazy. And it's like, why do people even like? I was like, how? And then I had a conversation with some people, and I was like, oh, I see now. And it's like you have to basically fill
Your
you have to fill your
pockets.
stash and your
Oh,
pockets and your PMC and everything. So your stash has to be like, and I guess you could do it by splitting stacks of stuff, I suppose,
yeah.
except for the ammo that you want. So you've
Mm-hmm.
got 1 stack of ammo of the ammo that goes in the box, and say it's like LPS, it's like 20 rounds or something. You have 1 LPS in your inventory, and you go like right click unload the box, and the box can unload 19 of the LPS and can't unload the very last one, and there's nowhere for it to go, so it just stays in the box, and then you can sell the box on the flea. I like it, like
I didn't even know
the
that was
lengths.
possible.
I know, because I was like, surely it would just go into the sorting table, because that's what happens with everything when you open it
Oh,
and
I
there's
was
not enough
thinking it would,
space.
like,
But not in this
air
case.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So it just goes whoop. There you go. And I guess there's not a space problem because it's moving. It's just moving things from one stack to another stack.
Mm.
You're not left with anything extra. So then, yeah. So people like, you're gonna have to check the weight of the boxes on the flea, because otherwise you end up buying a box with like 1 ammo in it,
Does the
which is like actually
tax
insane.
still catch it? Probably not.
I don't know, because they changed the way the taxes work, didn't they? So I'm not sure. I guess not. And well, someone said to me like, yeah, these guys, some of them will literally be losing money just to scam other people as well. Like, it's just like, it's crazy. Then both sides lose on the. It's just mad.
That's the
And as
most
I said,
Tarkov thing I've
the
ever heard.
levels that Tarkov players will stoop to scam
Yeah.
another player, including scamming themselves, is just
Yeah.
beyond belief. And then I guess like the other part of it, I know there's been some people who been complaining a little bit just about like how hard it is to get XP this way. This is the permanent characters, so that's probably why. So people have been farming or figuring out how to farm other stuff. A lot of people have been farming Labyrinth, because it's like the one place where you get high XP, because the big bosses give you lots of XP or whatever. So Tiggs did like a legendary run. Did 15. This is, I mean, after completing the game first, I guess this is kind of what he's been up to try and get his next account up to the right level. 15 transit runs and then to Labyrinth. He managed to get 307,000 XP in one go in this low XP environment, which is very impressive.
Crazy.
And as he said, you could optimize this and get well over 500,000, but you'd need to farm bosses on every transit map. Good luck. And I think One Peg's comment kind of sums up probably most people. Tiggs, what the fuck, man?
So
Just
he
kind of
did,
my yeah.
because
15 raids
it's a
to get the rolling multiplier. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Is
can't
it
remember how much it is. I think it's 15% per
per transit?
transit or
Okay.
something like that. And I think
Crazy.
I don't think it's compounding, but it stacks up. So it goes like, I think it goes like 15, 30, 45, yada, 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 yada. So by the time he's at 15, it's probably somewhere in like, 2x, 2.5x.
I wonder how he
I would
did it.
think.
Did he just sit at the transits, or did he like actually play a raid? Like
I
every
actually didn't
raid.
see. I only saw the result. I didn't see exactly how he done it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be curious, because if that's only sitting at transits, that's not that bad if you're like willing to, fork over the time commitment.
Yeah, well, I mean, he said not worth it for the time, but fun to test it. So I think there's just too much sitting around,
Hmm.
isn't there? Is the issue. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that they did the thing where the transit was random, and then they made it deterministic, and then they kind of made it deterministic-ish to stop it from breaking. But no one really uses them. So if you do use the transit, I think a lot of the time you do end up where you think you're going to. And on maps like, well, I guess it depends. I'm not sure which maps are the easiest for it, but you could probably do stuff like, I don't wonder whether like Lighthouse Shoreline works relatively well, like Path to Shoreline, Path to Lighthouse, Path to Shoreline, Path to Lighthouse. I'm not sure where you end up on Lighthouse. I'm not sure if you end up in a good place each time. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. Freddie wants to try out customs to factory. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, that can work too. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah, you could do like custom
Kind of
factory and
crazy.
then end up on factory and go labs and then kill raiders. That might actually be something. I mean, again, the value time proposition probably isn't. Sounds like it's not worth, especially if consider you're not playing the game actually. you know, maybe
Yeah,
if you
spend most of
got
your time
like,
in queue.
yeah, I mean, maybe if you got like, something on the side, work related that's not super, doesn't require your full attention, and then but you're going to be done with it in like an hour. You do that like 10,
Yeah.
15 times, and then boom, you play a labs raid. I mean, I don't know. Might be something there for the life maxers.
I do like the life maxing idea within Tarkov, though. I've always been a big life maxer
Yeah,
within this game.
seriously,
Yeah.
it's a craft.
Cool. Okay. So I think that's most of the main stuff. There's random bits and pieces. I think Nikita like put a picture of like a gun up and a few other bits and pieces. But was there anything else that I've kind of like missed out here that's like important from this week?
I mean, the snow's here. That's most people probably know that if you've been playing. I think that came over the weekend. Yeah.
I think so. I
Uh,
didn't play it the weekend, so I only saw it
yeah.
today or yesterday. Actually, no, it came on. It must have been on. It must have been on Friday,
I
because I
think it
saw
was
it on
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and then
yeah. No,
you,
the only other thing was, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. About so BSG did this random competition. It's like really, really random. Which was with almost 1 month since the release of Escape from Tarkov, we are doing a giveaway of 50 Unheard Edition copies. Participate, follow the Tarkov account, retweet this post, and share your most memorable Tarkov moment in these replies. And actually, kind of on topic. So I was like, oh, so I decided, I'll say to Terra before, I was just like, I've decided that, I'm going to get monetized on Twitter. Why not? You need like a certain number of impressions to do it, or whatever. So I'm just like, we're just going to be more active on there. I've like got thoughts of stuff. I'm like looking at it anyway. So we may as well just like put a few thoughts out. It'd be kind of funny. So I literally just put like a clip of me, of Labyrinth of me when I went with like a whole bunch of people from the community, and one person forgot the labs card, and if one person the labyrinth card, and if one person forgets the labyrinth card, then none of you can get in until that person has like died or extracted, which is just like, I don't know, some weird bug when it first came in. Anyway, so we're just like trying to figure out if there's another way, and then we're like, no, we just have to kill him, and literally we shoot the guy, and literally as we shoot him, like this grenade comes bouncing, and just kills all other four of us in the labyrinth like transit point, which is so funny. So anyway, I put that out. I was just like, oh, it's this is whatever. It's like big post from BSG, so I'm just like farming engagement really. And then today they came through, posted a list of 50 people. I ended up like winning this stupid thing. I was just like, oh, I kind of feel like, oh, I kind of feel a bit bad. I'm just like, I didn't really mean to sort of like enter per se. I was just like reposting stuff on Twitter really. And then, but I got tagged by someone else because they didn't even know, because they didn't tag anybody, right? They didn't go through and tag everyone's Twitter handles. I got tagged by someone else, and I was just like, oh really? So many people in there just like, finally, GigaBeef can play the game and stuff like that. So I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I'll like just hold on to it, do a giveaway or something at some point for it. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So we'll see. But I mean, obviously the classic jokes, the fact that I never did Unheard. I've actually won an account before, so I actually have two EOD accounts. That's how I do my testing. So I don't have an Unheard account. I've got no standard accounts. I have two EOD accounts and no Unheard Edition account because I wouldn't upgrade. And after being such a holdout for so long, now I actually own an Unheard Edition account because I've ended up winning that one too, which is like it's just kind of nuts. Just really weird of all the people to win it. I was just like, don't know. I was just trying to farm Twitter impressions. I'm sorry.
You won an account already. You want another one. I'm starting to think. Are you on the inner circle of BSG?
Yeah, I deserved the first one. I deserved the first one because I worked hard on the first one. This
That
one
was
was literally a flippant retweet of requote and with a clip that I just had in my archive. Like that was literally it. I was just like, and it wasn't fun. I was like, what was a really funny moment? I was like, oh yeah, this is a great one. I was just like scrolling through. I think I went because you know how I like organize everything like meticulously to try and like keep everything. So if I need something, I just typed in grenade or like nade into my archive, and I was just like, I bet I've got some ridiculous nade ones, because I thought it was going to be, because there was one that I had on streets where the guy's nade literally like I'm like lying down, in that construction build, where the extract is, the what's it even called, the construction extract or whatever. It's like right next to
collapsed crane.
that's the one, yeah, collapse crane.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the building at collapse crane, like on the on the upstairs section, and I'm lying down, and this grenade just comes in, just like, and literally lands like in front of my eyes, and I'm prone, right? So it's just like, what? I was trying to find that actually, and then I ended up finding this one, and I was just like, oh, that's actually probably even a better clip. So I ended up using that, but it does make it easy to find stuff, find funny moments and whatever, having them all labeled. It's quite useful. So anyway, we'll see. And like, obviously, since then, I've had like 20 million people being like, "Oh, please, sir, please, could I have an Unheard Edition, please? Please, okay, I know you already got the game, but please." And I'm just like, okay, well, I can't give it to 50 people, right? It's like silly. So yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe I'll do something with it at some point. I'm not sure. I don't need 3, so yep. Okay. Do you want to move on to the other game?
Actually, before we do,
or do you want to talk about something else first?
Yeah, before we do, since we're still finishing up with Tarkov, let me just wrap up a few of my Tarkov things for this week.
Okay, go for it.
Let me talk about the SPT. So SPT, 1.0 came out, and it's interesting because some people may or may not be aware. I know Logical had posted about this weird Unity change that's like security related. That's like, I think it's the industry standard now. So at least for like Unity, and basically It's affected a lot of the data mining side of things, and from my understanding, um, it's almost like a total it's like they went from, like, C# sharp to, like, C++. plus plus. So, like, basically, all the previous tools and methods and things for, like, data mining or whatever are just now completely gone. Like, they basically have to start from scratch is more or less
Mm.
the, loose understanding. I think this definitely pertains more to SPT than it does to maybe data mining, because I asked a SPT developer their thoughts and opinions. It was actually the realism mod developer, Fontaine.
Fontaine.
Yeah, yeah, I shot them a message because I heard somewhere, I think it was one of there's like a handful of SPT YouTubers, and one of them, I think their name is Star Fox with a V.
Okay.
Um, and they'll do like mod showcases and sometimes just like, playing their version of Tarkov, because that's you basically get to like mod your own version of Tarkov, if you will, to your liking. And sometimes we'll just do like, they'll just talk about a subject or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Whether it's like SBT or, Tarkov related. Anyways, so this one was about SBT and how essentially, because of this new security change and whatnot, um, everything SBT related is basically dead in the water right now. Like they can't actually use any of their previous ways or anything to update their, because basically how SBT functioned was like an update would Tarkov would come out. It would take them some days to like backport the Tarkov update to like their little snapshot of Tarkov. And then all the modders, once that would be released, that's like the general SPT AKI mod. Then all the modders would have to update their mods. And sometimes it would break mods, sometimes it wouldn't. It just depends on how, drastic these changes were. But because of this
Mm.
new security thing, it basically has broken, they can't even backport it. Like they have to start from scratch. So what that means is it's kind of put SPT in a unique spot where now they're playing on, like, they're not going to be able to get 1.0 content directly how they would normally. They would have to, like, now they're going to have to do a lot of extra steps, basically. Like, they can't just,
Mhm.
like, it's not going to be so easy for them to um, backport the game, essentially. They're going to have to, like, manually rip stuff out one, like, piece by piece and reconstruct it.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the least ideal way. So, on the flip side, though, the very interesting thing that Fontaine mentioned is because of this now, SPT has essentially a stable branch where they're kind of like frozen in this pre 1.0 timeline.
Hmm.
And which means like depending on the future, I'm sure eventually they're gonna get to whether they backport 1.0 content or they, manage to port in the entire game. Um, Developers can basically like they know what they're getting when they make mods and updates. Like it's stable, They nothing is going to change is uncertain, so your mods are going to break. So it's kind of made things a little interesting in that regard, where developers
Hmm.
now kind of have a bit more, you know, almost like incentive to keep making mods. Because sometimes you may be like, oh, I want to do this update, but I might as well wait until the SPT updates before I update my mod, because if I update it beforehand, it's just gonna break the next update. So it's
Yeah.
it's actually made it kind of interesting, and I haven't really looked into it all. I'm not sure how they're gonna handle, because originally you would, if you want to play SPT, you'd have to like download a depatcher, like a downgrader, and take your current version up to date Tarkov and like make a copy of it and like downgrade it a few patches. So I don't know how they're gonna handle that because you know Tarkov's going to keep updating, and so like, are they going to keep a bunch of different version rollbacks like they didn't previously did that? So I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I think just to address some of the speculation. It doesn't seem like any of this was necessarily intentionally targeting any one group of people. It was just like, it's kind of like doing a Windows security update, if you will. This is just like a new technology that's, being integrated into Unity and is basically everyone's doing it. So, like, it's good that BSG is doing or has done this. So, yeah, kind of
They've just
interesting.
kind of been caught in the crossfire, sort of thing.
Basically, I mean that seems to be the case. It it could help with cheat prevention potentially. Um, but it is just like at the end of the day, it is just like a more secure game overall. So it's I don't think it was really targeted at any one particular group. It's just kind of like a catch all. Like this is a very good thing that we should do for our game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm curious to see the future of SPT. I wouldn't mind playing a game. And there's just a lot of really cool stuff in that whole sphere. I know like Fontaine, he's still working on realism, adding updates. Like I just think that's so cool. I mean, he's gotten some pretty impressive stuff last I've seen. Like he was able to put in radiation zones into certain parts of the game, which I'm just like, man, like now you're getting into like map edits and like, it's just like it's cool. Like I really
I
like
think
this
I saw
stuff.
a bit of that pop up somewhere,
Yeah.
like with the mask on, and then like going in, it's like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
stalker style radio. Like it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, that I don't know that's it, I guess for that, and then moving on to my Tarkov rants because I had a couple that I already wrote down and a couple that came back up for me. So one of them that I've kind of mentioned before, but I'm just gonna mention again because it keeps coming up and it's so annoying. The hideout and fleet changes, Giga. I hate it this one.
Which
I hate
bit?
both. I hate the half house. That's like okay. It's like I unlock. I hit level 15, right? I get the flea. I can only
Yeah.
buy tools and sell tools and like some other crap, but like I only care about upgrading the hideout, right? So I go to the hideout. I look at the workbench. I'm already hoarding, so I already have a bunch of stuff. I have everything I need except for like one found in. It's like how have I not found an elite plier found in raid? I have like, and it's every module is missing one. Like the lavatory too. You needed the little like sewing kit. You need two of them
Hmm.
found in raid. I had one found in raid. It's like how have I not? Like it's so annoying. And so it's like, and then when you get access to buy the thing, it's like, oh, finally I can buy the thing I need for the hideout upgrade. Oh, just kidding. It has to be found in raid. It's just like it's so annoying because it's like you got to do these incremental things, but they only give you half of the stuff you need every time. So I'm just constantly like, I don't know.
And
It's
they want
just
kind of RNG as well.
it's just frustrating. It would be. I just feel like it would be less irritating to me if it was like all or nothing. You know, you know what I mean? Because I get the seed. I like. Oh yeah, I hit this milestone. Finally, I can like do all these things. No, just kidding. You can't. It's like it's just I don't know. It's irritating to me.
I kind of know what you mean. Although I think coming off the back of the hardcore wipe, I think I look at it and I'm just like, oh, I only have to get like this one thing.
Yeah.
Everything else
See.
is just like, whoo. It's sort of like I don't know. I think it's because being beaten for 3 months, and then when someone just like lightly hits you on the foot, it's just like, oh, that doesn't really hurt as much in comparison.
Yeah.
If
No,
it
that's perfect analogy. Honestly.
feels that kind of thing where someone turns up, they're just like, oh, why are you hitting my toe with the hammer? I don't understand. I'm just like all the rest of us hardcore white people are just like, oh, this is like paradise. So good.
You know what? Fair. Fair. Yeah. I don't know. That's just been like annoying me. But the other thing that's like annoying is all the skins in the game. When I go look at the flea market at like loot and gear, specifically
Mm.
gear, there's like 5 million different skins, like U-Lock, this, that, and the other, and a lot of them are like arena things or whatever. But I'm just like, it just seems like really Like,
Oh, but you can see them on the flea market interface. Is
yeah,
that what you mean?
yeah, but like, and then like, if I wanna like, okay, snow's here, right? So I'm like, okay, I need to change all my green for whiteout. So I type in like Arctic, which by the way, I think they spelled it wrong, unless I'm dumb, which could, I mean, let's be honest here, but I think they spelled Arctic wrong somehow. But anyways, there's like Arctic, and then I think there's some other snow related thing. There's like the two white camos, right? But there's only like
Hmm.
five of them, maybe in total. And like,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
not
know.
many.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't really want to wear a bank robber rig, you know. But then I go look at the U locks, and there's like five different U locks, and half of them are ripped. Like, I'm just like, why can't we just like focus our instead of like constantly adding these new things that clutter stuff, like just make a system where it's like I can paint stuff, like just please, it's
Hmm.
because then it's like you don't have to put in a million different snow items for the one time out of the year when it's snowing. It'd be really nice too, because there's a lot of like duplicate items in the game essentially. Anyways, it's not a major thing. It's just one of those things that's like this is annoying. you know?
I agree with you on that one. I mean, I said that to BSG ages ago when I think we were giving feedback about like arena stuff in general. And I was just like, yeah, like you guys need to figure out a way to do it. So it's like the weapon painter, because this is insane. Like
Yeah.
having I've got like 15 different balaclavas now in
Mm-hmm.
my ref thing or whatever. It's just like it's so cluttered and horrible.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, oh yeah, we like wanted to do it like that, but we're like, this is like a temporary stopgap kind of thing. We all know how those temporary stopgaps go.
But
There's nothing
Giga,
more
it's
permanent than a
1.0.
temporary stopgap. Yeah, exactly. 1.0. And they still didn't bring the weapon customization system to the base game either, which is just like, oh, I like thought that was coming.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully soon, but it's not a
Soon,
major
yeah.
thing. It's just like yeah, like you said, it's starting this temporary thing. They're really extending the use of that word temporary. Next one, so I'm doing setup on customs, and I realized that I absolutely hate the customs expansion. Like I'm pretty sure I already knew that, but I reminded myself of how much I hate it. Like I can't stand that. Like I feel like the map is I don't even know how to play the map now. It's like the only place I feel safe is like the dorms, foresty side, and like checkpoint, and the boiler area. Like everything else is just like I hate it. It's awful.
Yeah, it's definitely broken the flow up a lot. I think that's the thing about it. It's like the flow is a lot more random, and there's a lot of areas of the map now that are just like really dangerous always.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
that's
just
that's
have
the
to,
thing. I feel like I'm just never safe. Like I
yeah,
never have any actual cover.
yeah. Without unless you go like all the way around the outside. No, I don't know. It's I don't know. I think it's okay. I feel like I've sort of the one saving grace for me is the fact that I pretty much get out using the green flare. Pretty much. Well, it's actually actually saying that it feels like I get out every raid using the green flare, but I'm actually not. I went back and had a look, and I was like, oh, I used the car on this one. Oh, I used this on that. Oh, maybe I didn't actually. But it feels like having the green flare there. I don't have to go across half the map. No matter which side I start on, if I'm big red, I don't have to do that final, gas station or the little like dog leg through the factory area, into ZB wherever. I don't have to do that. And if I'm on the other side, I can kind of just sort of get to Fortress and pootle around the Fortress area. And if I'm just like, oh, I don't really feel like just running the gauntlet down across into the big red area because they got rid of RUAF, so you have to go all the
Mhm.
way to Crossroads or
Mhm.
Trailer Park. If I don't want to do that, well, I don't have to now. I can just go to the green flare. So I feel like having green flare there has sort of mitigated it somewhat for me.
A
But
bit,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you're definitely right. Like it really doesn't feel very safe, right? And if somebody wants to just sit in a place and just shoot at you randomly from some godforsaken camping spot, then they just can, right? And there's so many now. It's like that the building next to Pocket Watch. You get like loads of random sight lines all over the place. There's like all the building you can get upstairs in. It's just like insane, really.
Yeah, I felt like the map was
People can kind
already
of be anywhere.
yeah, I feel like it was already hard to navigate prior. There's a lot of like choke points, and now it's just like even worse. I don't know. I'm like really struggling. I've actually resorted to well, I got screwed because of snow, but there was I saw this shout out to the YouTuber Rat Tomic, I think. They're like educational rat videos, which like
Okay.
maybe maybe you hate ratting, you don't want. It's like worth watching just so you can learn where the rats are at. And there's like some really
Oh
advanced
yeah.
like I it kind of appeals to me a bit because I like sort of like breaking out of bounds. I like
Mm.
I like jumping on things and like going places that maybe you weren't intended to go or like you didn't think about that. Um, and yeah, he's got this one spot on. So what you can do, you can like pop the flare, run into the zone, and because there's like a pre-zone where you don't extract, you can like basically sit there forever. So and there's like a bush, so you can sit in the bush and you just get like free setup kills and shooter born if you get the headshot with the MP18. Because they'll just like sit
Oh, that's
there,
crazy.
pull out their flare, and then you shoot 'em right there and kill them. It's
Do
so
you just lie on the tracks basically?
yeah. I mean, yeah. But now with the snow, you basically can't. I mean, there's one
Okay.
bush that might be doable, but I haven't seen anyone doing that, to my knowledge, anyways. I mean, maybe I've died there and not even realize it. Thought I got shot from behind. Who knows? But
That's
um,
ingenious though.
yeah. I mean, there's another one at the. I think it's the interchange. Transit, or maybe that's the streets transit where the scav. The where the pier boat is. There's that little like checkpoint with the bus. Now that's a transit.
On customs.
Yeah, yeah. A little
Oh yeah, 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 that's the one to Shoreline, I think, isn't it?
oh shoreline. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
It was rat atomic, I think, like atomic, but just rat at it. Um,
With a
it,
with a letter R at the beginning.
yeah, yeah. And this one you could get on top of the bus, and now you're like looking
Oh.
over the fence, and you have like this incredible like you can scan towards dorms basically, and like see people running past. I'm like, this is some serious rat. Like, and then they got this one where like you go inside, the USEC stash area with the two different staircases.
Yeah.
So he's got this one where you need stems, and within the video, he has like a pop up. You can get these stems from level 2 therapist for a barter, and then level 2 crafting, and you get like 60 strength, and then you can get on top of this railing and then jump onto like this lamppost within the building, and so now you're like really up high in this random spot in the building, just like, oh my god, this guy is like dedicated. Like he just like goes in offline raids and like figures out how to like break the game, and I love it.
That's cool. That's just like I respect it, you know? I'm not gonna do that, but I respect it.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. It's like it's not necessarily for me. I mean, well, at this point, I don't know. I'm struggling with setup, so it might be for me. Like I can't. It was crazy. This is my last Tarkov thing. I was about to get off, and I was playing. I was like, let me just do a scav run because like my funds are low, and so I was gonna go get like something like hit computers for some hideout upgrade, right? On interchange. And so I go in, I spawn an idea, and like within like 2 minutes, I hear like PMC shooting. So I'm like at the front of idea, kind of like where the lockers are at, and there's like this
Yeah.
little counter. There's really no loot there. So I happen to be there, and I like see this PMC, and I got like this VPO. I take a shot at him, I headshot him, kill him, right? And so his buddy, and then I get into this long fight with his buddy. What happened too, as soon as I killed him, there was another PMC, a different PMC of like an M1A suppressed shooting at them. And so, but then he ran off because I think as soon as he was shooting, I got the headshot, and it's a
Right.
loud bang, and like people are like, "What's happening?" I don't know. So this guy's out. Meanwhile, his buddy that you know, of the teammate that I killed, he's like trying to figure out what's going on. I think eventually he figures out that probably his buddy tells him like, yeah, a player's gotta have killed him. So he's running around. Eventually, I take some pop shots. I started making use of the mount feature. I was mounting. I
Oh,
was
really?
taking my yeah, because it makes your gun really steady, you know.
It does.
And one thing I've come to realize, I'm pretty chronic about leaning. I think leaning is actually really bad because it's quite obvious because you lean out pretty far if you do like
Mm.
the non slow lean. Like
Mhm.
imagine you're like standing behind cover and you lean out, and if you look at it, from the opposite POV. You just see like this. You see this pillar, and then you see like this figure, pop half of its thing out. It's like quite. But if you're like, whereas like if you're behind a counter and you're just like
Oh
slowly
yeah.
peeking it, it's like, and there's like clutter on the counter. Like it's actually, I was like concealable. I took maybe like 4 or 5 shots before they finally figured out where I was at, and they pushed me. I managed to kill them one tap them in the head, so I got like they had could kill us, so I got Killa's helmet, his armor, RPK, all these guns. Like I came out stacked, but I was like, why can't I do this on my PMC raids? I'm like sitting here. So I'm going to the extract. I'm going towards Rayleigh. I start panicking. I'm like, if there's a scav extract camping and they see me, they're gonna kill me. And I'm just like, I'm not, I'm already thinking about extract camping because I'm just like PTSD trauma scarred from old interchange. So I'm like, well, I'll just do the transit exploit. It's like right here. So I go to the transit, pop in, and I start thinking to myself, wait a minute, I'm a scav. If I disconnect, what's gonna happen? So I look it up, and people are like, yeah, no, if you do that, there's a chance you lose everything, or your scav will keep it, and your next scav run, you'll just go in fully geared. I'm like, okay, well, this sucks because now I'm going to streets with like, 50 kilos on my character, and I'm like, oh my god, what have I done to myself? I can't sprint. Like, it's awful. So I have to like slowly make my way to the mall, and then I'm like sitting here, I'm like panic. I'm like, I just need to sit here and wait till it's like 3 minutes, and I can just walk to the extract. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Because I'm freaking out. Like, I'm like, should I go now? If I go later, I hear someone shooting. So I sit there and wait.
Yeah.
Then I hear like, dunk, 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 stepping on glass. I'm like, oh my god, please do not come inside this building. Because I'm in Stylobate, like the first floor, I think it is. It's like the cafe bar looking area. And I'm just like behind
Can't
a
even remember which one that is.
it's if you're at the mall, if you're going, Sniper Scav at the near the mall, at the corner there of the intersection, there's like a Sniper Scav on top of a building with like railings and
On interchange. Sorry, you're talking streets now.
streets. Yeah, yeah,
Sorry, you're
yeah.
talking streets now. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I
Okay, I
said
know
the
what you mean.
mall. Yeah, the mall and streets. Yeah, probably three for a loop there.
Okay.
Um, Directly across from that, there's like the Stylobate. I think it's Stylobate. It's just like a little bar cafe. There's like 3 different floors. So I'm on like the first floor, just like inside behind the counter. I don't think there's really anything there, but I'm freaking out because I'm hearing someone said beluga. I think that's correct. Yeah. So they come inside, and I'm thinking, God, if this person comes around this corner, I'm like sitting here leaning. You know what I mean? I got like this RPK of like half a drum mag in there. I'm just like, please, if it's a scav, I'm thinking they're gonna shoot at me. If it's a PMC, I'm thinking like, is it a cheater running to me? Like I'm just, but they go upstairs. I think they do their quest and leave, and eventually I waited till like 3 minutes on the raid, and I walked out of there safe and sound. I was like, man, I was like this close to throwing Giga. Like I just, it's just like it
It's like
never fails.
a quick loot run. Like, an hour and 20 minutes later, you're just like, oh, with like all the killer gear and stuff. That's like just a quick loot run for some, sticks of RAM or whatever it might be, the computer rooms and interchange.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too? I had such a major adrenaline rush from playing that scav raid and killing those 2 PMCs that like I haven't had a long time on Tarkov,
Yeah.
because now it's like you go on PMC, it's just like, oh, I died, wah, kick it up again. But it's like I'm going in scav, and it's like I felt like I was playing Tarkov again. I was like, ah, like if my adrenaline was like off the charts, like it was. I had just took my
That's
Adderall
cool.
too, so I was just like tweaking, just like the amount of like adrenaline that's secreted from my kidneys or whatever into my liver. It's just like insane levels. It was fun though. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay. All right. We done on the Tarkov stuff? I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think
We're
that's
done.
it.
We're done.
I think that's it
Now
for
we
this
gotta
week.
switch to the budget Tarkov stuff. The black
The
budget, you
budget
might say.
budget Tarkov. Tarkov at home. Team U Tarkov. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so PUBG are releasing a game and did a closed alpha with keys, the classic trope of modern early
Mm,
access gaming.
my favorite.
And I have not been keeping up with PUBG since I stopped playing in God knows when. I mean, I have how many hours do I have in PUBG? I played PUBG for a while, but I started playing it while I was working full time, so I didn't get to play as much as I would have liked. Yeah, I played like 630 hours of PUBG, so I played like a decent amount of PUBG. So apparently, what has happened since then? Something along the lines of this Korean developer called Krafton bought the rights to PUBG itself, and PlayerUnknown himself is like doing something else. It's not him anymore. It's like it's Krafton instead now,
Okay.
and it's hard to distinguish between what people say online typically about the developers of the games that they play versus what's actually true. Everybody says that the dev of the game that they play is trash and they ruined the game and yada yada. But I've seen a few things over there saying that they've not been making very good decisions on PUBG. But I mean, that's the same for any game. So I'm not sure really how much
Yeah,
weight
yeah,
to put
yeah.
into that. But anyway, so these guys have decided. So Krafton have decided to make a PUBG branded extraction shooter game called PUBG Black Budget. And the idea behind this is you're on an island, and I think one of the kind of like USPs, the unique parts about this game is that the player count is higher than your traditional extraction shooter, and the map is a bit bigger than your traditional extraction shooter. A bit, PUBG style in some ways. I mean, it's not 100 people. I think it's like 45, something like that. So you have this big island, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It seems like a bit of a mishmash of the other games that we've seen. It's sort of a bit like Active Matter and a bit like a few other things. The way it looks to me on face value is kind of like if Far Cry 3 was an extraction shooter kind of deal, with like Active Matter stuff thrown in, or what we imagine is going to happen in the middle of Grey Zone thrown in, kind of a bit of sort of Terra Group Labsy sort of science fiction-y weird stuff going on in the middle. But anyway, so they're doing this closed alpha. You theoretically could watch this. This was the weekend just gone. They were doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They released a trailer, which actually, the map looked really cool. And yeah, people could watch for like half an hour to get a code to get in, but that wasn't really working very well. And I mean, they did say, look, if this is an early alpha build as well, so don't expect too much. There's going to be issues, etc., etc. Where to even go from here? So I mean, the idea is that there was some experiment going on. It's like some high-tech research military facility in the middle, and something went wrong, and the whole island's caught in a time loop. So they've done the active matter thing, and they've put the extraction shooter. They've backronymed the extraction shooter raid style into the lore by saying, well, it's caught in a time loop, and that's why it's the same every time. Like Active Matter did this as well, basically, and other extraction shooters just don't really talk about it. And it's like Tarkov. It's like, oh, it's realistic and measurable. Like, why is there stuff on the shelves every time we go to the shop, right? Like, it's just like we just don't talk about it. It's just like it's a gamey mechanic that we know is required. Otherwise, the game would be stupid. You need even something more realistic like DayZ. Like, you need some kind of respawn mechanic for the items. Otherwise, it's just impossible to play over the long term. So anyway, so this is like baked into the game. This like time loop idea, and in a sort of one of the other nice things about it. So I'm actually kind of running out of nice things to say about the game, to be honest with you. But there's a couple of cool things, and it's like the map's quite big, and there's lots of players on it, so it's a bit more sort of like a hybrid between an extraction shooter and a battle royale. And you spawn in around the edge somewhere on one of the beaches, but you can choose where you go within reason. So there's like sections or quadrants around the edge. There's about, I guess they're called like, what were they called, like octants or something? Because there's like 8 of them around the edge, or 10 of them.
8, yeah.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, and you pick where to go, but if like one of them can become full, I think. So when I first went in, I made the incorrect assumption that if something didn't say full, that I would have nobody in it. But I think maybe there's like a maximum of like 8 teams or something within a particular section, and even though another section might be not full, but they might have like 4 people in, so you can join and be the 5th sort of team in that little section. So it's quite nice being able to pick your thing because you've got different missions on the map, and you might want to be starting on different areas, so you're kind of choosing. Almost reminds me a tiny little bit of like Helldivers in that respect. Like you got certain missions, so you're kind of strategically picking where you want to be around the outer edge of the map. It's kind of neat. Quite like that idea, and the map looks pretty cool. And around the edge, it's like residentially stuff and not much loot. And as you go into the center, there's higher hotspots, more military hotspots, more like laboratory type hotspots where there's better gear, better stuff, and supposedly harder enemies and that kind of thing. So I think that's sort of like, have I missed anything important about like the overview of like what the game is? I mean, the idea is that you extract. It's not like a battle royale per se, but there's a few different mechanics for the kind of like the map progression. So there is a timer. I'm not entirely sure if the timer is just to do with like the zone closing in, because there is a zone like PUBG, but it's not just a straight circle. They've like de-arcadified it and made it some kind of like weird space-time bubble thing, and that comes in from the edge. But it can turn up in like oddly shaped ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it can like bubble in on one side and then like move in from another. So like the zone is like a weird shape. It's not just like here's where the new center is and it's gonna until it's like a perfect
Right.
circle. They've made it more like sci-fi and it's like always like some space-time thing. It's like collapsing in on itself a bit over time. So at the beginning you can go in and out and do a quick raid, and there's like boats at the edge that you can just leave out of. Once the zone is smaller than the edge of the shore, you then have to get out through these wormholes that appear periodically later. So there's only a few of them at a time. And if it's contested, you can wait and then wait for the next one to come in. Obviously, you have to like stay in the map. So it does sort of force people together, but there does always seem to be enough to get out of without like having to fight for your life right to the end, which I thought might be the case at the beginning. So yeah, it's just like it's like a mixture. It's like a mixture of a few different bits and pieces. So let me just pause there on the kind of like the backdrop. What did you think then? What did you think? How did you get on with it? Because you said you played it quite a bit. You probably played a bit more than me actually.
Yeah, well, I put in a lot of time. I mean, let's see. I'm trying. So the big elephant in the room is the game did not run well. Like it, I spent a lot of time tweaking the game through like Unreal Engine any commands, changing but
Mm.
I'll probably get onto that later. But like at base, the game was like at the shore, it was like kind of okay. And like if you're behind a bunch of rocks, you could get like 90 FPS because it's like culling a bunch of stuff in the background. But as soon as you start like moving inland more and there's like all this vegetation and trees, it's like 60. And then I was having another issue where like once I got like halfway into the raid, and usually because I think it might automatically start raining at a certain point. I'm not sure. Maybe it's on the inner part because the center of the island is like this containment, almost like it reminds me of Jurassic Park. There's like these tall fences of barricade, and you can't like climb over them. And there's like gates that you can, if you have the clearance cards, you can access. So maybe we'll talk about that feature later. But and there's openings and whatnot. But anyways, once I got like closer to center and halfway through the raid, it was like my frames would literally cut in half. So I would get like 30 to 40 FPS, and it was just like this is unplayable. Like I need to get out now. It's like, and then the other thing that would happen is every other raid ish. I was watching Jesse play, um, like Friday I think it was after you had raided him. I was watching him play, and he was playing with some other. He's playing like Valiant and some other PUBG person who I don't recognize.
Ambino is it the third he plays with?
Okay, and they were rating the game. That person that you just mentioned. They were like, yeah, I think it's about like a 2.5. It's gone up from like a 1.7 to like a 2.5 every time. And when it crashes though, and then Jesse got a crash immediately as they were like going to extract, and he was like, "You will not believe what just happened." He's like, "All right, we're back down to a 1.7." I mean, the game. So me personally, I was telling Giga this prior to the cast. I really like Tarkov clones from like the Eastern developers, like Korean, Southeast Asian. Like I don't know why. It's just like because I've maybe with my childhood, I used to play a lot of like free to play games, and they were very often, you know, originated in like Japan or Korea, and then they would get ported over to the U.S. market. Um, and it's just like a lot of it feels very familiar. And then I didn't really play a lot of PUBG because at the time my rig just could not run it. Like it was just awful, and it would crash. I'm pretty sure. Like I just couldn't play it. Um, but playing it as much as I have, I've probably put in like a good 20 hours. I mean, some of that is not real, but playing as much as I have, like I can definitely see the PUBG. Like it feels like PUBG, like the movement, the combat, from what I've seen, anyways. Um, but yeah, I kind of like the progression systems. I think the progressions they have this really almost like cute gimmicky thing with the hideout where like you can actually you actually like build your hideout and like physically place the objects, and then you can like decorate it, and you can buy decorations like I don't it does it serve any purpose? No. Like to the actual gameplay? No. But it's like that player customization, and I also I think it's tickling the Rust gamer brain in me, because in Rust, you have base
Mm.
building, and it's like really important how you design and set up your base, because people can raid your base. So you want to have like you want to like be efficient and everything. So I'm sitting here like, okay, what's the most efficient layout where I can reach every module without having to go too far? And then I discover you can like dismantle the prefix stuff that comes in there. Like you have like metal walls, because you can like put metal walls. Why? No reason other than decorate, but they cost money, so you get like money back for like dismantling half the wall, the walls that they already have placed in there. So I was just having a blast with that. But the progression in the hideout is really complicated. Like, and the loot is very complicated as well. It again, it reminds me like when I played Lost Light, you would loot stuff, and it would be like things you would find in like a factory for producing motherboards, and it's like resins and like semiconductor and like electric drilled saw. It's just like it's stuff like that that you don't really see that common in general. It feels like a lot of the other extraction shooters are like, I don't know, there'll be like rundown junk or something, like
Mm.
very like stalkery. Whereas this is like straight up just like industrial grade material. And it's like, and your hideout, you're like 3D printing gun parts and stuff, and it's like I don't know, it's just very familiar to me, and I like it.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think we had quite well. We had sort of similar experiences in some ways, I think, and different experiences in others. Because I feel like there's one thing about FPS being bad, and there's another about FPS being inconsistent. So
Yeah.
you can have bad FPS, and this honestly, this is the thing that it's like 60% of my overall review of the game is
Hmm.
unfortunately hampered and tainted by the performance issues. And I
Yeah.
don't think it ran amazing for many people, but like, me and you run relatively like I would say, well, what would you say? Humble rigs, I would imagine, for for creator purposes, right? Like most people are running like cray supercomputer esque, like ridiculous monstrosities. Um, but for me, I mean, what's your? Did you get 5800 XCD in the end? Or did you
No,
have
I'm still.
57?
Or yeah, no,
You're still
sorry.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
regular,
no,
aren't
I do
you?
have a 5800 X3D. Yes, yes,
Yeah, but you're still on the 3070, aren't you? GPU.
yes.
Yeah. So like it's I mean it's I don't know. I don't know what the difference is and whether there's something else going on. I mean again, this is like early alpha, it's probably like unoptimized. It depends on your exact system and whatever. But like
Yeah.
so I was having the problem where I mean I basically had the same FPS as you. Um and I had like 85 when it was working well. I did have 100 and something inside in a few places.
Yeah,
But
sometimes it would
then
be good. Yeah.
but then certain areas outside, and I worked out what it was after a while. I was like, this just feels unplayable. I had a couple of fights, and I was like, I can't shoot. I don't know
Mhm.
what's happening here. I can't aim, or something's weird is happening. And I figured out later that, and it's got to be something to do with the culling. If I just stayed looking in one direction, it was 85. As soon as
Yeah.
I started turning, my frame rate would drop down, and then as soon as I stopped turning, it would go back up again. So as soon
Yeah.
as I'm in a fight and I'm like trying to move my cursor around, it's like the whole thing's just grinding to a halt as I turn around, and it felt so awful to play, and I was getting extreme input lag as well. There might have been some way of avoiding this and fixing it, and I don't know what was going on in the background. And something that I was highly suspicious of was the fact that the graphic settings were so minimal. It was just like low,
Yeah.
medium, high. Like you couldn't see what they were doing. And like, yeah, maybe they hadn't built that out yet. Fine. But it almost felt like they had like frame gen or something in the background without telling you, or something of that ilk. Because I had like vicious, vicious input lag. And I only realized how bad it was later because after I played for like 4 hours, I gave it really as best shot as I could, and I was like, guys, I just cannot play. I just
Mm.
cannot play this game. Like, there's not, it's not fun. Right? I can't. Even moving around the map is hard. Like fighting the PvE is difficult. You know, stuff's teleporting to start with because of the server problems, but I can forgive them for that. It's an early alpha build. That's okay. But when it's teleporting and I'm having to like predict where my mouse is going to go because the input lag, like I can't even shoot the bugs out of the sky. Like this is just, it just feels awful. As soon as I meet another player, I just instantly lose. I did actually kill somebody somehow. I don't even know. It's because I was inside. I was like, I just got to get underground so I can actually get some FPS. But so I killed somebody underground. But yeah, I was just like, I can't do this. And I went back to Tarkov and jumped in, we're doing shootable and stuff, jumped into Lighthouse. I was like, oh my God, like the input, like I didn't realize once I went from one to the other, and people were like, that's terrible. Like, Tarkov feels so performative in comparison to this other game. Like that should not be the way it goes. I was like, man, it feels like my mouse is like map 1-to-1 again. Like it's crazy. I didn't realize how bad it felt. So yeah, I mean, until they do something about that, I just think, unfortunately, they probably should have just kept it in a sort of closed testing
Yeah.
basis until it was playable by, at least mid-tier machines. It's not like we're trying to play the game with like crap machines, right? Like, yeah, it's last gen tech. Sure. Is it the top of the line stuff? Like, no. But like a
Yeah.
5800 X3D and a 4070 Ti Super shouldn't be unplayable in your game when you release it out as like a closed alpha. It just gives such a bad taste. It almost reminds me a little bit of when Greyzone first released, right? And it burnt a lot of goodwill originally with people who bought it.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
just like, oh, we're gonna have to like, wait years for this game to perform. It's like it's a whole layer between you and the game. Like you don't even get to play the game properly because you're worried about like trying to get rid of the lag, trying to change the FPS. Like I changed everything.
Mhm.
I tried changing it onto low. I tried changing it onto ultra. I tried putting DLSS onto performance. Like I just could not get it to run in certain areas outside at higher than 55 FPS when I was turning around. I just could not. There's just no way to do it. And I was like, I just can't. I'm out. I'm just out of this,
Yeah.
which is a shame because I really wanted to experience it I hate to put a game down because of performance. It's like the worst,
Mhm.
lamest way for the game to fail because it means that all the work that all the devs did about thinking of systems and the design and everything else, it just all falls by the wayside because you just can't access
100%.
it properly. And I
Yeah.
just hate that so much. Now, I do kind of agree with you in some ways that the progression seemed interesting. I'm still not entirely sure if the game gives enough of a answer as to like why progress in this game other than just like doing the extraction loop for the sake of doing the extraction loop. But what I will say is that I did see some stuff because I got to level 3, which is where you need to get to, and it wasn't like the I would say the leveling wasn't actually that fast. Like it did take quite a few raids to get through to like
Yeah.
level 2, level 3, whatever. You needed maybe like for 2000 XP, 3000 XP to get to the next level, and like the quest gave you like 500. And you like if you went in and like killed a bunch of PvE and then extracted, it gave you like 40. So you really had to like do proper stuff. It wasn't just going to give it to you for free. It's not like in
Yeah.
Tarkov you
Yeah.
can actually get quite a lot of XP early on just by going in, killing a few scavs, and then extracting. This game was just like, nah, just because you survived, like you didn't actually do anything, so you're not getting any XP. I was just like, man, this is harsh. This game is tough. But so anyway, so I managed to get to level 3. I built the research station thing, and I was like looking through all of the research because you got to get certain items in raid to bring them back to then research them, which then allows you to upgrade stuff or build other things. Which I was like, it's actually quite a cool. It's quite a cool little system. Like they've got like a very in-depth tech tree and stuff. And I was looking towards the end of the tech tree, and they've like seems like they've fully leaned into the sci-fi nature of the game. Like I don't know how Lost Light and those other games work, but most games they take the Tarkov formula and they go, okay, weapons and armor. You've got armor levels 1 through 6, and you've got penetration. Goes up to M903 kind of military, M905 military grade stuff, whatever. And we just copy that, and we're going to put that in our game, and that's going to be the way it is, and it's recognizable ammo like it is in this game too. But these guys have kind of like gone off the end. And as I said, I don't know if this is like this in Lost Light, but when I was looking through the research thing, it's just like, yeah, you can be getting up to like class 8 armor and
Hmm.
stuff. And I was just like, whoa, like really? And because there's like crazy armor in there, but then there's like experimental like energy rifles and stuff like this. I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
man, they've like extended the progression like way further than outside of it's like class. You basically have everything up to the the modern sort of top tier stuff, and then it's like, well, these guys it's an experimental military base basically. So there's all this extra stuff afterwards. I'm like, that's actually kind of like I could see that. That's kind of cool, especially as you're like discovering these things and going, oh, how do I actually like get to that stuff? It's like interesting progression. Yeah, I thought it was intriguing, and the other part of it that I did think was good was the map. I did think the map did look nice. I mean, I wish that it performed better, but it did
Yeah.
look nice. I like the way that the POIs were sort of organized. It's a bit like PUBG in that respect, and you did meet people quite often, but not too much. I do think they were running into an issue with spawns um, that you don't get with PUBG, right? Because PUBG's got a very different mechanism, which is you can go where you like based on the line of the plane, right? And you're choosing between, am I going to go to a hot zone where everyone's scrabbling for gear and there's just tons of people and the first person to get a gun kills everybody else, or am I going to go for more chill spawn where there's not going to be many people but there's less loot, but it means we're more likely to survive for a bit longer into the game. That doesn't really work so well with an extraction shooter. So yeah, you can pick your spawn in this, but everybody's kind of going to the same area, and like I met quite a few people within like 20 seconds. So they have the same problem that a lot of extraction shooters do, which is that you go into the raid geared by definition. So when you meet somebody,
Yes.
you just have a fight immediately and someone dies. And it's like, that doesn't feel very good. Like they've just kind of like run into that problem head first without, there's no mitigation for it. There's no solution for it. They haven't really cleverly done anything about it. It's just like, the format just does that, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
want to play Spawn Fight Simulator again for like the 10th time. We've done this so many times. Like Tarkov's always had these problems. Marathon's had those problems. You know, it's it's tricky. Like Ark kind of gets around it by having late spawns, but that's not good either. So it's no one's really got a great solution for this. When everyone comes in geared, you have to be spaced out a bit. It's maybe less players. I'm not sure, but yeah. So those things are cool. And then within the map design, it's like there's quite a lot of discovery, which I quite enjoyed. There's like a few places I found like little underground bunkers behind houses, like down a little, you go down like a little ladder into a shaft kind of thing. It's like, oh, no one else has probably found this. I don't know if those are random or if they're fully deterministic because the map's sort of the same every time.
Hmm.
And then in the main, like as you say, in the main zone, there's like these big high fences, but there's quite a few places where I was like, huh, like there's a key card or something I can't get through, and it's like, oh, I can I can actually climb this fence or whatever, and then like get to like a main building, and I'm like, oh, there's another key card, level 3 security pass and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, but there's like a vent there, and I can like crawl in through the vents. So there's like quite a few areas where I like got
Yeah.
into places that didn't, like the game's like, oh, you shouldn't be in here. You look for a way around. And it's like, oh, they've actually built in a way in, but you have to be like looking for it kind of thing. So I was like, oh, that feels nice. It feels quite like player driven discovery. I was like, that's quite neat. Although that probably goes away and gets old after about 3 minutes once you know all the spots. And I don't know. Well, once you know it's kind of designed like that, it's like, oh, okay, the mystique's sort of already gone, kind of thing. But so that like there were definitely some good stuff, but that's pretty much it. Like that's why I had on my map. Like more players than a normal extraction shooter. You could choose your own spawns. The map design itself is actually quite good. I think it's decent with climbable gates and interactive elements that are quite nice. And the progression looks sort of interesting with like tier 8 armor and whatnot. Everything else I have written down is like things that I didn't like.
Yeah. Where to start? Yeah, I mean, I think that was definitely the biggest hindrance was the performance was pretty bad. I think the other thing that was really hindering is like, okay, well, you know, even if even if you could tolerate it sounds like honestly from what you were describing, it sounds like you had something extra going on that definitely was not your fault. It's probably just the game not being optimized as well as it could have been. Um, because I don't think I could say definitively that I had a similar issue where when I turned my mouse, it was like stuttery or it was just like it was just unplayable. I mean, it was I think the biggest issue I had besides the FPS halving through like half the raid sometimes was
Mm.
when you ADS like I upped the FOV from whatever default is to like 102, 104. And
Right.
when you ADS, you're like changing from like 104 FOV to like 65 FOV. Like you zoom, and that's with irons. You like zoom in so much, and because of that change, like it affects the object level details from the distance stuff. And like I can see my frames go from like 90 to like 75, but like it like stutters because it's like hitting, chunking it to like a
Uh,
1% low and then back up. So anytime you have to like ADS and shoot something, it's just like stuttered. It's not, that doesn't feel good. But I let's see where I don't know.
what did you think
Yeah.
of the PVE? Let's talk about them. Like, let's chunk
Okay.
it out. Like, what did you think of the PVE in the game?
Well, yeah, this is the thing I will definitely say. I kind of like I don't know what you call it, the art style, direction, lore. Like you described, like Far Cry 3, and I definitely feel that. It looks and feels like that, and it's also got this sort of like Far Cry 1 twist to it. Like I didn't
Mm,
play Far Cry 1, but I've seen videos of it and know enough where it's like, it's like military base, on a island, and they're conducting experiments, and there's like mutants and stuff. Because you have that, you have like these mutated elk and mutated like panthers and mutated bugs that are like squirting venom at you and flying. Like it's that, and there's like secrets, nebulous stuff going on, conducting experiments, and I like it. It feels very, I don't know, it feels fresh to me. It's not like Stalker, another Stalker like extraction shooter inspired thing. Like it feels different enough to make it stand on its own. And the as you said, like I would almost hate. I mean, I do. I would kind of hate for this to like completely flop. I don't think it. I don't know. It's hard to say, but because there is a lot of like work put into a lot of different areas. Just they really got to work on performance because it's made in Unreal 5. It seems to me that Lumen is just forced everywhere. I don't, I think I'm not sure if it's software Lumen, hardware Lumen. I don't know. I looked at a bunch of Unreal documentation and trying to get this game, running better and more stable. I got it. I got a point, Giga, where like I disabled like all grass and like half the greenery was like just disabled, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't this. I don't even know if it was boosting my frames, but I was like, well, it might be boosting my performance here in a different in a different manner. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know what it is if like because the light. I mean, it looks good, right? But like it's
yeah,
hard for me to really care about that when like if you're playing this and you don't have like DLSS or FSR. I guess you could use like FSR too. But if you have to put this on like performance, like I did, one thing I was trying is I was using dynamic resolution scaling because I'm pretty sure Unreal out of the box is kind of like built for that. Like basically,
right.
you want to make a game, we make it very accessible. You can target this FPS, you can have these presets, whatever. And there's a lot of like, it's not just resolution is changing, it would also calculate things like textures. It does a lot more work behind the scenes. So I could if I put it on like, hey, target 143 frames, I could get like 120 and some like at my max a lot of times.
Right.
But the thing was running at like 768p, and defenses were like you couldn't even see through them. They were so like blurry. There was so much ghosting and anti-aliasing, and like
Yeah.
it was like temporal stuff going on. It was awful, right? Because there's a lot that just goes on with Lumen as well, and how it handles temporal and stuff. It was, yeah. Anyways, so like I eventually I switched to quality at some point for DLSS, and like yeah, I mean it looks good, but it doesn't run well. So it's they gotta do some optimization at the end of the day. Like I'm pretty sure they didn't do a lot of optimization, if any. Like it seems pretty bare bones because yeah, I mean I definitely could get some extra performance doing some. One of the things I did is I just went around and Googled like Unreal 5 engine tweaks, and people will have like a bunch
Right.
of stuff. I downloaded one for like Oblivion and just like pasted a bunch of commands in there, and a lot of it's like asynchronous stuff. Like whenever you
Okay.
do calculations in the render pipeline for Lumen, do it simultaneously with textures or whatever. You know,
Right.
instead of like chaining things one by one. And a lot of stuff is just like I don't know. Some of it's very
Did
universal,
it
like
help?
yeah, I think so, yeah, but it didn't. I don't know what it is. The biggest issue, I think it's related to Lumen and Nanite. the two lumen being the global illumination and nanites being like the object level detail stuff. Like just something about moving towards the center with all the greenery and shrubbery and like things like just it's just too much on the screen, you know?
Mm.
And like like I said, my biggest issue was my frames would drop to like half the during half the raid, and then the ADSing, like I could see the trees in the distance, like gaining lighting and like upping their their detail, but it was just like chunking my frames. So I don't know. I feel like there just needs to be they need to make this where you don't need a streamer PC basically. Like
Yeah,
otherwise you're just no one's gonna be able to play this and really have have a good experience, I would say, because it's an extraction shooter. Like you're gonna lose progress at some on some level, you know. I mean, yeah, you got your hideout and all this stuff, but like that's gonna feel really bad if like you're stuttering in firefights and stuff. Like it's I don't know.
yeah,
So, and I understand it was an alpha, but I just don't think you can use that excuse when you're doing like Twitch promos and keys. Like people, I had no clue about this game coming out. I woke up early Friday, happened to see, or you had told me that you're doing. I woke up, I was like, oh, let me watch GigaBeef. I'm like, oh, there's drops for 30 minutes. That seems easy. I'll watch for 30 minutes.
yeah,
I get the key at like 5 a.m. Punch in the thing. Can't. They do like the most awful process. It's like you get the drop in your inventory, then you have to go to their website, create an account, link your Twitch account and your Steam account, okay, and then you got to go to this unique page, which is like their drops promo page, which I found in a random link in your chat, because otherwise I couldn't find like where do I actually get the code for the game. It's like I can't get it from Twitch. I have to go to your website, but like where on your website? So then I finally figured it out, but then you just get an error code and like I joined their server and like everyone in the mother's complaining about the same issue. So apparently somehow they like completely messed up the drops campaign. It wasn't until 12 hours later, Giga, that they finally were like, hey, we fixed it. You guys can claim your drops now. 30 minutes later, they're like, okay, that was all the drops we had. You guys ate all the codes. So like I feel bad for the people because I even downloaded someone, there's people trolling in the Discord chat being like, oh, I got mine. Here's a key, guys, and posting it. And then someone said, like, I got mine using the auto clicker. And I'm like, wait a minute, that might actually work. Because if it's like if everyone's trying to like get in, it's like crashing the backends. Like if you can just like
mm.
spam it, you could maybe get it. So I was like, I did that for like 30 minutes and I had to go. So like I never did see if that worked. But I feel bad for the people that
Oh, I see.
were trying. You know what I mean? We're like trying the whole day, and it's like you're sitting here
Yeah,
watching people play. It's just like I just hate drops campaigns. It's like if like I don't know. I think
yeah. I
that
feel
I
like it could
think
have gone. Yeah, it just could have gone a lot better, right? And it's like if you're
yeah,
going to do one of these drops campaigns, like at least has to freaking work, right? People hate this stuff anyway.
at
It's
the
I think
very
this,
least.
yeah, at the very least, like you're going to watch for half an hour. It has to actually function, right? It's like
Hmm.
people are already kind of over this type of promo. People are pretty over it already, and so then when it doesn't actually function, and then you get in the game and then it doesn't perform either, it's just like you're just shooting yourself in the foot to such an epic extent. I think at this point, like
Yeah,
so many people will just like never try this again, probably.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, some people will for sure, and like it's if they get it back on, if they get back on their feet with it, and like they can build it back up. But it's so much harder going from where it is now, getting back into people's graces and wanting to give it a try again. Like, yeah, I don't know. I must have had something specific happening. Like I had some really weird stuff. So like I found it 2 times at one point. I put it on my gun. I had more frames when I used the
Whoa.
2x.
I never did get a 2x, so now I'm gonna look forward to that next playtest and see if I get
Which was
2x.
really weird. But I was like, it's too much, and there's too much recoil. There's too much recoil for me to
Yeah.
use this inside with the 2 times because it's like it's high recoil. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I went
There's a lot.
originally. I went with the MPX because I was like, or the MXP9 or whatever they called it, because it's like all the
Yeah.
slightly off brand. It's like, oh man, okay.
I
Like
love it.
I forgot about this. It's just like Tarkov's like such a breath of fresh air when you're like all the guns are called the actual thing, where it's just like you have to go with the A12K and the MP9X, and it's just oh my god. So anyway, I was like, I'm going to choose the MP9 because I think everyone's going to go with the AK12, and I'm going to SMG people because we're all going to have like short close range stuff. So I'm going to go with the SMG. and the MPX is just like up into the sky. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's PUBG. I forgot about that. Never mind. And also with like input lag and the frames dropping, I was just like,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
god, I
rough.
just can't use this at all. This is horrible. There's just like there's loads of like weird. There's a lot of weird choices about the game, like stylistically, that I thought were because
Okay.
it looks quite good, as you were saying. It looks quite good, but there was a few things that are really strange. I found so right early on, a lot of people were like, because I was just trying to figure out like what is so weird looking about this game right now. It's so strange, and so many people are like, oh, the hands are like way too like close to your guy.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh yeah, that's true. And there was a slider for it, so you could like move the hands forward. So I was like, oh okay, I'll do that. So I did that, and then it's got this like weird HUD, because extraction shooters are kind of like anti-HUD, right? But it's got this like weird floating sci-fi HUD on the back of the gun. It's weird. Look, I think it's on the shotgun. It's actually a bit more tasteful in some ways, but like with the pistol, it's like at the back of the pistol, and it
Mm-hmm.
shows you what ammo type you've got and which fire mode you're on and how many rounds you have left, like in this like weird floating HUD thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the animation for running with the pistol also doesn't look very good. But that's alpha stuff. I don't mind about that. But anyway, so you've got like there's quite a few things going on. There's the map bit, and there's like other stuff on the left hand side about your stamina and like how fast you're moving, and then there's the bits on the back of the weapon, and then there's like stuff on the right showing you which like all the equipment or whatever, and that's okay. And there's the compass at the top, and that's also okay. I don't mind too much. But it sort of almost felt like the reason the HUD was there was so that when you went into one of the spooky areas, it could go garbly because it's all
Yeah.
spooky in here. I was like, it almost feels like that's more of its function than anything else. It's like it's here so that it can go, oh, you're in the magnetic field zone. Woo, it's all got all freaky. I was like, okay, bizarre. I feel like there's just some weird stylistic choices that were designed as like a rule of cool thing, and it was like, not like function follows form, like the wrong way around. Right? It's like the tactical map, for example. This is
Yes.
a
My
perfect
God, I
example.
was ready to. Yeah.
So the tactical map, you bring it up on your arm. It's like it's like a sort of, it's like
Yes.
a curved tablet on your arm to start with, so it makes it slightly difficult to read. And then it's at the bottom of the screen, which I just found that really off-putting. I was like, I want it in the middle. I just want it in the.
Yeah.
Can I just have it
Yeah.
in the middle? I'm like looking down to the bottom of my monitor, like it's like stuck at the bottom of the screen. And then I'm trying to like, because you can drag around, right? It's a map. And
Yeah.
you're dragging around on it, and then your guy just like shifts position for no reason and like moves his arm around. And I'm like, that's not immersive because I didn't do it. Like I feel
Yeah.
like he's not me now. And like I tried to like, he's like moving his arm, but like my cursor is obviously on the screen in the same place, and so the map goes like whee, like whizzes across the. I
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Like stylistically, it's like a thing of like, oh, it's going to be so immersive because like the guy's
Yes.
arms like right down stuff, and then when you actually go to play it, it's like this is so annoying. Like this is just so frustrating, really irritating to play. So I just
1000%. Yes.
did not like that at all. I was just like, this is horrible. And like some of the, like a lot of people had issues with the UI who were watching me, and I was like, I don't really care. Like, the UIs are the UI. Like, it's sort of solved at this point. Like, some are cleaner than others, sure. It's
Oh,
not
you mean like
necessarily like
the when you pull
just
up
the
your
way it was laid
inventory?
out. Yeah. But there were certain elements to the functionality that I took a great offense to. So like they've got the they've got the ammo counter / bullet notification at the back of your weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that implies a certain level of functionality. Like if it says it's a magazine and it has HP in it, I was kind of like making Tarkov level assumptions and trying to reload my mags. And my guy was like unloading all the bullets and stuff. And I was just like, what is happening here? This is like really confusing to me. And I realized because I took in, I think I had like 9mm FMJ and then I found some 9mm tracer. You can only have,
I crashed.
I crashed like 2 or 3 times as well. You can only have one type of ammo in the mag.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it wouldn't work with like the HUD counter thing to display which ammo is in there.
True.
So if you but it doesn't, it's not really obvious until you try it.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, oh, I've used like 2 bullets out of my pistol, I will reload and I will restack them. But when you try to stack ammo that's not the ammo type in the mag in the gun, it'll unload all of the other rounds first and then reload the new rounds in. And if you're, I get it now. I understand that, but it doesn't feel very good, I will say, coming from other extraction shooters, where that's either like fully abstracted away. It's like if you're going to have, like, it feels like they've gone halfway. There's quite a few systems like this. I think it feels like they've gone halfway and not far enough. They've gone, oh, we're going to have loadable mags, but you can't put any ammo in that you like. It's just like, I'd rather you just hadn't done that and done the arc raiders like the mag fills itself magically. Honestly, like if you're going to do the realistic system, you can't do the on like you can't be like, oh, but you can't do this like artificially just because you're not allowed.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels like it sucks. It's just like, well, I'd rather just the mag just refill itself. If you're not going to let me like put different types of things in, if it's a survivally type game, you know, I'm going to have like lots of different random bits of
Yeah.
ammo.
Yeah.
You
This.
know,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
just doesn't feel good. And like same thing with the health. It's like I don't know whose great idea it was to give people class 5 armor right out of the gate, and then HP ammo. But then there's no health zones either. So it's like, okay, I mean,
Yeah.
PUBG's sort of like that before. PUBG's got, and I don't know actually if there's like face hitboxes. I thought about this later. I was like assuming that there were face hitboxes. I'm actually not sure if there are.
I don't
And
know.
I don't know if there are. And they may well not be. And so, but your player is just like all one big health, like Ark
Yeah.
or something. But
Yeah.
Ark's like you know simplified. Whereas this is like, oh, I've got helmet and I've got an armor and I've got armor padding and extra bits and this that, and the other. I shot a guy twice in the face with the AK-12 and he just like didn't die. It's like the most annoying combination. It's like, oh, we've got realistic system, but
Yes.
like with an unrealistic health, it's like even less realistic than Tarkov's one, which is you know inferior to Grey Zone's one theoretically with like the plate stuff. But I mean, they don't go that far. But I was just like, oh, this feels really bad. Like, yeah, one guy, I shot him in the head twice. He didn't die. I got shot in the head 3 times by some other guy, and I ended up dying. But I was just like, this just feels really stupid. Like maybe it's because of the armor that they've given us. Like, why have they given us class 5 armor and then like HP ammo? Maybe it's to lengthen out the fights, but the whole thing just feels dumb. I don't understand this. It's just I just think some of the compromises they've made are like really odd. Like even the basic stuff of you know, in every other game now, Tarkov's like an anomaly in this case. It's like you take an item and you drag it over another item. Tarkov won't swap them because that's not how Tarkov's built.
Mm.
Every other game will swap the 2 items, except for this one. Black Budget also will not swap those 2 items in your
Yeah.
inventory. I was just like, why? Like, what? Like, it's Tarkov has the excuse that the whole thing's probably taking a JPEG in the background and like doing some random bullshit that they decided on in 2016. These guys literally have no excuse for this stuff not to be in, right? Like they basically needed to have all of the quality of life stuff from like AVI and all these other games. Otherwise, like, why are
Yeah.
we going to bother playing this thing, right? It's like I know it's early, I get it, but like some of these things are fundamental. And it's like, are they going to change them later? I guess they could.
There was
I don't know.
there was some weird UI stuff I had to get used to, like more like UXI, like the experience. Like for example, you to loot things, you couldn't just like click or double click, as I recall. You had to press F. So like you press F on the
I hate
container,
pressing F.
and then you had to highlight like hover over the item and then press F for it to go in your backpack. And then to like like discard it, I think you had to like do the same thing and press F. But there was also a function for E, and I can't remember exactly how that worked. But then you could press Q if you're hovering over an item to pull up the inspect page. But to exit out the inspect page, you have to press escape and not Q again. Like I don't. It was just like I got used to it, but it just didn't feel. That part felt very undeveloped and like thrown assembled at the last minute. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
That part did not feel
Even
good.
stuff like trying to control the drone to like send your stuff back because the drone is
Yeah,
sort of like
yeah,
a secure container kind of thing, and it's like you've almost got like F and then like the other F for doing things that's
yeah,
not F, but they're going to clash. So we've just put it on another button. It's like
yes,
just awkward and a bit weird. I think like lock picking was a bit like that as well. It's just like why I can't I just press F on this thing? I don't understand. Yeah, there's some
yeah.
like really really weird stuff like that. Oh god, what else did I write? Oh yeah, like random cut and paste interiors, which again that can be solved, so I don't mind too much. But there was like a few. I went into like a house, and I was like, okay, the interior is kind of nice. It sort of almost reminded me of like the Source engine, weirdly. Like it kind of
Mm.
looked a bit the Source. Like I got that sort of feel of it. There was that random Counter Strike, battle royale that they made at one
Yeah, I
point.
remember that.
And
Yeah,
it felt a little bit like that. Some of the buildings, which is like a bit weird.
yeah.
But anyway,
I think I
I
know
didn't have a very
about
good experience. Like, I went into one building, and
Danger
I was
Zone.
like, oh, you know, it was kind of like, yeah, that's the one. And it was kind of like, you know, it's like a kid's like playmat on the floor thing. And I'm like, oh, you know, okay, fair enough. Like, you know, you sort of feel something the first time, especially as a parent or whatever, anything you feel that's like kid related in like a war, you know, whatever it might be, war torn or whatever, you'd always just like, oh, there's a little pang of like, okay, you made me feel a little bit. And then I went in another one somewhere else. It was like the exact same layout. I was just like, oh, like really diminishes from it. Actually, I'd rather it just be empty than it be like the same thing, like exactly the same thing. And as I tried to leave the very first building, it was just like there's just like 2 doors. There's just 2 doors. There's an outer
I
door
saw that.
and an inner
Yeah.
door. just two doors, and then I opened one of them, and then I folded them into each other, and then I was just like, whoa, it's like really, like what's happening here? This is crazy. It's like
Yeah.
really, really bizarre. I did run into quite a few things, unfortunately, very early on. Um, oh man, I think that was the main bits. But oh yeah, so the PVE, I wanted to talk about that. That's why I kind of asked you about it as well. I just really hated the PVE. I think
Oh, really?
coming from Arc, where the PV feels like, I mean, it was a PvE game, so it's a little unfair. And Ark's also an unfair
Yeah.
benchmark because Ark's like, the lightning in a bottle. But coming from Ark, where it's like the PV is like very intentional, it's like very signposted. It's kind of like you can make
Hmm.
a strategy and a plan, and there's like the weak spots that you know what to do, and it depends on what weapon you've got and like what position you're in, and like they're
Really
deadly,
well
but like
thought out, really well
really well
executed.
thought out. This game basically just felt like I'm just trying to play the game, and every 5 minutes I just get jump scared by a crocodile, like ran
Yeah.
out of like nowhere. Basically, I had a freaking like tiger like just jump through a window, which was actually quite cool. To be fair, that was actually quite a cool moment because I was like, oh, it's outside. I was just like, oh shit, it's coming in. It's like,
Yeah.
but but they took like altogether way too many shots. I think in general, I was just like, it just felt like they're just like bullet spongy for the purposes of being annoying, and the bugs, I'm just like, I'm supposed to be shoot. I mean, again, the FPS overlay on all of it, I'm just like trying to shoot bugs out of
I
the air with a
know.
pistol
That's the
with like input lag. I'm just like, this is freaking horrible. This is awful to play. I just hate this.
that's
Um,
honestly the biggest detriment. Like, it's so hard to rate that because I know what you're saying. Because yeah, the bugs. Because the other interesting choice, like, there's a lot of things that are like interesting, and it's like they went this route here, but then they went like you were talking about with the UI. It's like, your your character has like these default VR glasses on, so I guess that's the explanation for all the UI stuff. But then, as you said,
hmm,
like, you can't load different ammo types in the thing, and like the actual mag will say what ammo's in there. And so, which
yeah.
came first, the chicken or egg? Like, did they start with the UI and then do the? It's like, well, we did it this way, and we want to make that. We did that feature for a reason. We have to keep that feature in. It's got to just show you the what type of ammo. So, like, it's got, I don't know, because I even think Lost Light was like that. Like, you couldn't mix ammo, which, like, it feels more arcadey, simplified, but
Yeah.
like in a survival atmosphere, it feels counter. So one of the things they did with the hip fire, is like you have like a zoning box where, like, if you turn all the way like a 360, your center of your shotgun and your center point will be off centered. It'll be like off to the right. And
Hmm.
so, like, if you would, and then it's like I was trying to like shoot the bugs without ADSing, but it's so hard because I can't tell where the center of my thing is because it's got that weird, like, I'm trying to think what game has that, like Orchestra, Red Orchestra, I think has something like that.
Maybe
It
that one.
it
Yeah.
has something like this, but it feels a little too, I don't know, like it feels like it belongs in a more realistic game because it actually felt pretty high highly tuned up. Like, the box wasn't too big, but like the radius at which you turn affected, you could reach max right or left or up down displacement pretty easily. So I don't know. And then if you like ADS and undo ADS really quick, it would like instantly recenter you back to the center, like your hip fire center points. I don't know. There was just things that felt weird like that. But I did want to talk more about some of the interesting things they did. The drone slash secure container. I thought that was kind of cool. I haven't had anyone killed mine yet, and I haven't killed anyone,
Hmm.
so I'm not sure. Because basically, the idea is like you have this drone which functions as like your secure container. You start. Everyone gets one at the start. You get two by ones that you can put loot in, and if it makes it out, then you get it back in your stash. I was like, okay, it's kind of cool. It's like I loot, do I send stuff now that I need, or do I keep looting for like better stuff and then use it? And then you can upgrade your drone, yada yada. And then presumably people can shoot it and stuff because you get like a message. It's like your drone is successfully extracted. It's like, oh, okay. So I don't know. I haven't had that come into play, but I thought that was kind of cool. Like something, it's like familiar but
Yeah.
fresh. How much does it
Yeah. That was
actually
cool.
matter? But the last thing I want to comment on PvP slash combat armor system, I can't make heads or tail of anything. Like, it's like they have like durability, Then you have like zone durability. Like you'll have like a rig that's like class 5, right? And it'll have like 800 HP, or sorry, 80 HP. But then if you look at the zone, it'll be like chest 25 out of 25. And I'm like, what? And then if you look further, it's like melee damage 4, explosive 15, ballistic 1. I'm like, are these multipliers? Is this like and then there's like destructibility 1.2 melee explosive 1.7 destruct. So I'm like, okay, well we got destruct, but like how does it all? And then is there like armor hit zones? Like you said, can I shoot people in the face and is it gonna kill them? And like so, half of my combat counters have been like very Tarkov-y, but not like I shoot you in the head. It's just like, oh, I killed you, or oh, you killed me instantly.
And I don't really know how.
Exactly. So like I don't know what's going on there. Like it it's very it's again, it's like it is such classic, Tarkov cloneism where it's like, oh, we need armor classes, we need ammo pen, and we need all these systems. But then we're gonna simplify things. Let's make it all one health pool. It's like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like, and I think that's the freshest thing about our creators. It's like, okay, we're gonna take the foundation, like the very core principles of an extraction shooter, and then do our thing with it. Not
Yeah.
we're gonna make extraction shooter. Oh, let's copy everything that Tarkov does because that's the thing we have to beat. And then, but let's make it more casual because we want to sell lots of copies. Like I don't know. For me the main appeal to this game for me, besides the like you know Eastern Tarkov clone famous, like I don't the fascination I have with that is the progression I really like because it's very Eastern where it's like every little thing like gives you a reward for something and then
Mm.
and then that like compounds. Like when you level up, you get general store, so you get more things to buy, more gear. You get a typically you'll be able to do a new hideout station, and then you can like start researching stuff, which is effectively like free XP and more unlocks. And then those unlocks, you can start like crafting materials to make stuff and like researching. Like there's just they basically got like a research tree of the size of like the tree of life for your family dynasty. Like it's crazy.
It is big, actually. Yeah, I was quite impressed when I saw it, but it didn't really show you that to begin with because you got to get to level 3 before you could even look at the research station.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah,
kind of just like, I was already kind of done when I got there, and I was
yeah.
like, oh, like
I
this is
know
actually kind of cool.
it
I
sucks.
was like, oh man. Like, I do think something that these games could do better is just show people the thing, a little bit of the thing, like right at the beginning. I think
Yeah,
even Arc failed with this actually, with like the in-raid crafting system. It's like
yeah,
most people just didn't
yeah. I
even know there
agree.
was one when they first started playing. It's just like give them like the bandage and the shield craft by default, and then say, oh, you can upgrade it in the skill tree. By the way, like because the system was just missing, most people didn't even know,
Yeah, no,
there
that
was
I
even a
think that's a good
possibility.
point because
Yeah,
you also like you basically can't do anything with the drone for a while, even though you get that bench by default. Like I
yeah,
just because some of the requirements for the research stuff is like visit this location, and then you can start the research, which is like a 3 hour bar basically. But I got one that was
yeah.
like high aluminum, lightweight polycarbonate alloys for the drone frame or something, and like I learned to research, but I didn't actually get anything because now I gotta like have the materials
Have the
or,
mats
or
to
or
make
learn a
the
new
thing, yeah,
research
to make
thing.
the upgrade.
But the drone station I've had since the start, and I'm like level 10 or something. You know what I mean? It's like that felt
Yeah,
like that didn't feel good. So I do think, but all in all, I think it will be something for some people. I think PUBG players might like it because it does have a very PUBG feeling to it. Like you spawn in, you run to the buildings, you get loot. I mean, a lot of it is like extraction related loot, and I noticed like early on, like you obviously you need stuff, but like you don't need anything right now, so you can like I don't know, you're just like looting stuff for the sake of looting, and as
because you don't know
you
what you need. You have no idea.
exactly, and like to find out what you need the stations, like the research station, for example. You basically go through an entire tree and wish list everything you need. So I don't, it's just like, but once you get going, once you make it through that first like 10-20 hour hurdle, I think the game actually becomes pretty interesting because then you start getting modding your weapons a lot more, and they actually become a lot more usable. Like, God, I had a FX 2000, the knockoff
I
version
found
of
one of
the
those as well.
yeah, and I put like I think I put like a muzzle attachment I made or had or something, and I was like, yeah, and maybe I put something else. And I was like, okay, these are some pretty good things. I went to use it in a raid, and it was like this thing has 2x the recoil of the MPX that I was using, but it also has HP ammo, so it's like basically the same thing. Why am I using this server?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. The ammo system and armor stuff is just really confusing to me because it's like they like give you rip ammo equivalent in Tarkov at the start, and like it seems like the highest is like tracer so far. Like it's just very, and it's like I don't even know because the systems are so like weird and half house between Tarkov and casual. It's like it feels like nothing really matters. Just I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, should I be shooting you in the legs here? Like,
Yeah, I
I don't really
genuinely
get
just
it.
can't. I have no idea, and I've tried
It
everything.
definitely feels like I shouldn't be shooting you in the head because I shot that guy twice in the head with the,
Yeah, I'm
AK-12 or
sorry.
whatever, and he did not die. So like, it's
I'm sorry it happened to you. It's unfortunate. It's tragic.
yeah,
And then you got
no,
the
it's
zone,
a bit
so
strange.
that's familiar to PUBG stuff. I'm not crazy about it, but it's
Like,
something
I
I'm
just
gonna
kind of
try
accept it for
again.
what it is. Yeah, I'm just like, it's okay, it's fine. I
Yeah.
did I did find the like wormholes thing to get out. I mean, I had an unfortunate experience. So I mean, I literally was just like unfortunate playtest the session on my end, right? It was like the worst combination of all the things, right? It was just
Mm.
like the worst style performance, the worst of like random crashes. I mean, there's quite a few raids where I think that's also partly being in so early. I played the raid for 20 minutes and then the server went down and I got booted out. And it was as if nothing happened. And then I went in and I played the raid for 20 minutes and then I got booted out and then it was as nothing had happened. I was just like, like, can I just finish it? I was like, I'm just going to have to go as fast as I can. Like, this is really annoying. I'm not even getting to finish a raid. I've just got to start back to the beginning as if I didn't do it. It's just really, really irritating. Um, oh, yeah. But so anyway, so I like on one of the ones where I didn't just instantly die, which was most of them, because I did just like instantly die a lot of the time to like some random other player who maybe wasn't having as many issues as I was. I ended up in one of the later sessions where you're in
Mhm.
like in the middle and you've got the wormholes appearing because the boats have gone or whatever. And I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this wormhole? I don't understand. And mine, unfortunately, it like coincided with like the side of the zone
Oh.
as well. And so I was like, am I supposed to be in or out? And I couldn't work out what the effect was trying to tell me, whether I was like in
Yeah.
the zone or not in the zone or whatever. And it was just a cluster. It was such a mess. And I was like, I don't know if I'm in the zone or not. It was just like impossible to work out. I was like, this is like the
Yeah,
most
because
unintuitive thing ever. And then I extracted.
it's got like those rays of like goo that come out from the zone that actually don't do anything, but it looks
Yeah.
harmful. I know what you're talking about. It's very
Yeah.
confusing.
So I was in this kind of like weird twilight of like, I'm in the goop in the black hole wormhole thing, and it's going
Yeah.
the zone's going, and the black hole thing with wormholes going like, but I can't see anything because it's just goop everywhere. I was like, what am I stood in the right place? Is it? I'm like, I
Yeah.
have this half a vision. It's just going to go zoom and disappear without me because I'm not sure if I'm stood in the right place. Like I'm just so confused as what's happening. There's no like effect to show me that I'm doing the right thing at all. There's
Mhm.
like no
Mhm.
positive feedback whatsoever here. I'm like so confused. At least in Tarkov it says like extracting, it gives you the like
Yeah. Yeah.
time or whatever.
That's
Like,
true.
oh,
Yeah.
because obviously, you got the big thing where you pull the lever and the doors come up. Like it's really obvious what's happening. Whereas in this, I was just like, I don't know what a wormhole is supposed to look like, really. Like
Yeah.
I don't
That's
really have a
true.
I don't really have any intuitive grasp of what this is meant to be or like how it's meant to act. Is it
Yeah.
suddenly supposed to? Am I supposed to? Do I have to be like on it, like right on it? Like, is it going to suddenly engulf me in something like this? It's such a weird, science fiction, far science fictiony concept that like I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for here.
I had the
I need a bit
same.
more help from the game.
I had a similar experience where I went to like because you have to like start it, and then when you start it, it doesn't like open up, but it starts like ticking. Basically, it's like boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom, and like it takes like 20 to 30 seconds before it's like boom, 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 and then the wormhole actually
yeah,
opens up. It's like this black void that you step into, and yeah, so like I totally get what you're saying, 100%.
I couldn't even really see the black void because it was in that like in the zone
I
bit.
see. Yeah, yeah.
So, so the whole thing was
It's
there
even
was
more
like two
confusing.
things just overlapping, and I was just like, and I'm like turning around with like 50 frames within. I'm just like, I can't see anything. What's happening? I was like, oh, I've extracted. Okay, great. Like, I'm just so confused. Yeah, it was just, it was really, it was just, yeah, it just wasn't good.
The
It
one
wasn't good
final
in so many ways.
thing. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something else?
No, I was just gonna say, I don't want it to be bad. I hate it
Yeah,
when these games are not very good. But
yeah. The one final thing I thought was interesting was the way they did like key cards and access. So like because it's like this, black site military sci-fi island thing, you instead of well, it seems like there is locked rooms with specific key cards, because I know I have one. But more
mm,
often than not, you basically have like clearance levels, like clearance level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And throughout the map, different rooms have different clearance levels. So if you have like a clearance level 3, you can just go and unlock all 3 and below. But
okay.
you only get 5 uses. And you
Mm,
have, like, if you can see in my UI here, you got, I think, a total of 5 different keycard slots, and these are secured. So I have like a clearance level 3 that's 4 out of 5 uses. And then this purple thing is just like a key room for somewhere on the map. I don't know. But like I can because of the because of that, you can get access to a lot of loot that you normally wouldn't have access to, which is kind of cool, like throughout the map. But it's kind of inefficient to use like a clearance level 3 card on like a clearance level 1. So you almost want to have like all of the things with you. But in
yeah.
addition to that, they're not just used for loot, they're also used for like because in the center of the map you have, I think it's what's called the Arc, and it's like this gated Jurassic Park facility that has like a few openings here and there, and like I think you said like you can go underwater and like the sewers to get in, but like there's very clearly checkpoints of like these key card gates that you need
Mm.
to open, and like I've died a lot of times trying to get in the facility, and I can't find the opening because I don't have the clearance card, or high enough clearance level, which is kind of frustrating. But I think once you learn, because there is zip lines that go into it. There's 3
I think
surrounded
if
around.
you I think if you stand in the right spot, I think you can climb over the fence. Because I climbed literally over the Jurassic Park style
Yeah,
fence.
I think there's a
It's
couple
how I got
different
in.
ends you can
I don't know whether
do.
you could do it anywhere. I'm not sure, but it wasn't like it didn't come up straight away. Like I think you had to like maybe look up or something while you were like near it, and then it said, "Oh,
Okay.
climb," and I was like, "Oh, okay," and
Oh,
then I did it,
okay.
and it's just like and over the top, and then I
Oh,
got
I
to the
didn't notice
building,
that.
and I
Okay.
couldn't get in the building, but then there was a vent, and so I went in the building, and then
Yeah.
there was all sorts of stuff. There's like a control room where all my UI was going all garbly, and there was weird like mutant dudes inside, but I felt like the mutant
Oh,
guys were like they were
I
like
never saw the mutants.
they were like weaker than I'd rather fight them than a crocodile,
We can't say that's correct.
for example. And the way that the animation of like the blood, like they were just really really stupid, and like the way that the blood,
Hmm.
it reminded me of like Duke Nukem. It was like like a
Yeah,
big like sort of almost like a cartoon like drawn bit of blood. Like I was just like,
I definitely
ew, this is
no. I remember killing like a panther or something, and just like giant thick red mist appears, and like this is very
yeah.
like 2000s gaming feeling right now. It's like
Yeah, it was weird. And so I just kind of wandered around. I wandered around in there for ages until I got killed by a duo because the audio is just like not really there,
it's
honestly.
weird.
Um,
I can hear footsteps clearly, like they're really deep and heavy, but the positioning
yeah.
is kind of because it's like kind of muffled, but also like I don't know. It's definitely
Like the interfloor stuff is like doesn't sound very good to me, but
yeah. No, I couldn't tell if they were above me or below me for sure.
yeah.
And you don't know the map; it's hard. But yeah, I
Yeah, and
thought,
I thought some guys were outside and then they were like behind me. And people in the chat were like, "Why didn't you
oh,
turn around, lol?" And I was just like, I thought they were out. I thought they were outside. Sorry, I look like a real noob. Like I just got like I was just like in the I came I was like running away from them actually because there was 2 of them. I shot and then ran, and I went through this like vent, and then
hmm.
I just like was in the vent, and I was like, oh, I think like someone's outside of it, and then they just like shot me from it. They just came in the vent from behind and shot me. But I literally
Oh,
couldn't
I
hear them
did see
coming,
that. I
and I was
honestly
like,
thought
oh,
I mean, because you were
maybe I was
running
just confused at
away.
that point. I
And you were
was, yeah. They
thinking,
probably were coming after me, yeah. But I thought someone else was outside at the front.
yeah.
But I think I was just confused. At that point, I was like majorly fed up because that was the
Yeah.
run where someone in chat, I can't remember who it was actually. Anyway, they said like you should just do like a full kitted run, just like take all your good stuff and just go to the middle.
Hmm.
So I was just like, okay, like I'm not invested at all, so I don't even care
Yeah.
about any of the gear. So so I was just like, so I just did it, just went into the center, and that's why I ended up there because I was like, oh, should we climb over? Because I wasn't really like, I was in like total non-self preservation mode. So just like, should we climb the fence? Well, can we get over here? Like, yeah. Oh yeah, we can get over that. That's fine. Oh look, there's a
Yeah.
vent in here. Let's go into the dangerous research facility. Like wander around, just like all the in some underground command center thing with the whole UI's going. I'm like, it doesn't seem to be killing us. We seem to be all right. There's no radiation or anything. It's fine. It's like ruin the atmosphere of the whole game just by not giving a shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Like, whatever.
I remember watching you for like that first couple of hours because I think I ended up going back to sleep. And I even typed
Yeah.
in your chat. I was like, "Are you gonna play this all day?" Because I could tell you were like, it was like an hour in, and you were already reaching your limit. I was like, "Oh, did he? Did you did you voluntarily sign up for this? Like, are you free to leave? Are they holding you at
Yeah.
gunpoint right now?" Like,
Yeah, I was just like, yes, we're going to stop like this. Some people keep coming in of just being like, oh, you're not playing Black Budget anymore. Like, how was it? People just like take it as a hint. He's doing shooter porn on Lighthouse. Like that's the alternative.
wow, that's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's just like, oh man, it could have been, maybe it could have been a different, overall experience if we could actually control the character properly and stuff. But like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's sort of part of it just got me like seriously thinking like, oh man, maybe I should just actually upgrade my PC. I've been holding out
I
50 XD for so long, but game comes out like Tarkov's like works fine pretty much, like Streets,
yeah.
but like other than that, it's like pretty much okay. And a game like Ark comes out, and it's just like, man, it like runs so well,
That's the
and I know it's a
thing.
bit of
It's
a
like I just feel like this is not a U issue or like a PC. This is just like a developer issue. Like it's an alpha, yeah, and like it's great that it looks so good, but like it's just we gotta like have some. If you're gonna put this thing and do like a promotion for like drops and have people see it for the first time and like I have no sympathy when people like streamers are just like crapping in your game because like you signed up for this. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
I don't know. It's so like
yeah.
you gotta have something for lower end systems, especially in today's economy. Like PC gaming is not getting cheaper, so I don't know. Gotta do something about
Yeah,
this.
it's only going the other way,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
fortunately. So yeah, that's Black Budget. Budget Tarkov to say.
PUBG budget Tarkov.
Black
And then
Budget.
all the PUBG guys are complaining, being like, the gunplay doesn't feel like PUBG either. So they say, right? Like, obviously, I haven't
Hmm.
played PUBG for a long time, so I don't know. It sort of feels broadly like it, but people are like, why didn't they just take what they had? Like, the people who like PUBG love the PUBG gunplay, and they should have just taken it one for one, which supposedly they haven't done. I can't, I'm literally just re-quoting other
Mm.
people who know better on that than me. It just felt, the recall, from my perspective, it just felt high.
It felt very high.
Almost,
Yeah, I mean, it felt like I was
yeah.
playing Rust. Actually, is what.
Hmm.
Eventually, I got the simulation station where you could like test your guns, and that was another thing that felt like within the basic hideout facility area, we don't have like a little crappy ass testing area I could shoot my gun. Like I thought that was a bit disappointing, but anyways,
Yeah.
I
So I
then
done a
got
lot of
to
that behind
like
like level 12 or something. I know Tarkov does that as well,
yeah,
but you can go in offline mode. Like there's a way. Whereas in this, it's just like, especially if you're going to have a recall system that's quite different to the other titles on the market,
mm-hmm.
you want to give people a way, because it doesn't feel very accessible. It's like, I've got to go into raid with my actual gear and then like test how the gun feels, because I can't shoot it anywhere other than in the raid. It just feels a bit bad.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like they have all the tools there to be able to
Hmm.
do just a very basic thing. Like, yeah, you can still keep the upgrade, simulation where you can move targets down range and infinite ammo. But like, I just need something to where I can get a little basic grasp of the game gun mechanics. Because yeah, the recoil is pretty. I mean, it looks like PUBG recoil or like Rust. So I don't know. It's like I said, I used that FX 2000, and I was like, you can literally shoot one shot on target and that's it. Like it's single fire only. It was. Why did I bring this out? I could just use the MPX, which shoots faster and that has like less recoil and uses basically the same bullet. You know, like anyways. So we'll see. I think they're
Yeah.
doing another playtest. I'm hoping they're not gonna wipe the stuff because I really was getting into the progression there. Like I was grinding it out. I was min
Mhm.
maxing the progression system. So I'm really hoping the playtest I think is this next weekend coming up, and that'll be it. But oh,
Yes.
one last thing
I
I want to
think.
say quickly. Go ahead.
Hmm. No, I was just going to say, I think I'm unfortunately, I think I'm actually, but that's why I wanted to. I was actually really looking forward to it. I really wanted to do it this
Yeah.
weekend because I don't think I'm going to get a chance next weekend because we've got like a big thing going on
Oh,
with
I
like a load of
see.
friends and stuff. So I don't think I get to play it again, but I'm not so sad anymore.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably. I mean, I'm hoping they're gonna do something to make the like at least address some of the crashes because I know people are.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's like every other raid. It's pretty bad. But yeah. I what was I gonna say? Oh, that when I was watching Jesse and that one PUBG streamer was talking. What was his name? Chobo
Hambino.
Hambino. He was
Hambino. Yeah.
Hambino.
Hmm.
He was they were talking. You know, they were like out of raid, and he was talking very loosely. He was like, "Yeah, you know, it would be a shame if they did this, you know, like a closed test like 6 months ago, and they had people give feedback, and then you know, hypothetically, the the alpha test came out publicly, and they didn't change a single thing about the feedback we gave. Like that would be a really big shame." I was like, I see what you did there. So I don't know. I don't know what that was about. You know, I don't know what the feedback was, but you know, that's not a
Yeah.
for me. That's not a good sign. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Because I know people were under NDA for this
Hmm.
previously, as far as I understand. I mean, I didn't know anything about it until later, but then I found, obviously found out that later on. I'm not part of the inner sanctum on stuff like this,
Yeah.
so kind of can speak freely is one small
Hmm.
advantage at least. You know, not hampered by anything else. I can just be like, "Yeah, this sucks, guys. We're going to play something else."
Yeah. No, I can't blame you. It was not great. It was not great.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Shame. I was really excited. I genuinely was really excited. I was just like, man, I played a
No,
lot of PUBG back in the
PUBG.
day. Like, really excited
Yeah.
for it. Like, this could be really cool. I like book out the whole day to play. Like, I had like the whole day booked out, and like until the evening, my time, and because it was what 9 until and I played until 1, and then stopped and played
I mean,
Tarkov
you gave
until
it a fair shot, I
4 or
think.
5.
Like you put yourself through 4 hours of torture, more or less. I mean, you were not having fun after like the first hour or two. Like it was pretty obvious, respectfully.
It was pretty obvious that I couldn't fix the performance, honestly,
Yeah,
and that was really. I was just like, there's just nothing I can do. There's nothing I
yeah,
can do here to improve this. Like without that, I can't like fight the PVE stuff. I just have to avoid
right.
everybody. I can't really fight a PvP. It's just like the whole thing's pointless now.
It
Just
just
doesn't
takes
feel like I
away
can really
from the
compete.
actual
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they were doing. I really don't know. The only thing I could think was this, like, oh, maybe they were turning on some kind of frame gen. I don't know. But you would probably, I probably would have had better frames in the corner,
You're right.
because that was the only thing. Because like yours seemed to be more stable than mine, even though we basically got the same system. And
Well,
my
I did
GPU's
disable
like,
fog.
of the- yeah, you've got all the Unreal, the secret codes.
I went through a lot of
The
different
advantage of having,
iterations. Yeah, I had
yeah, it
one
was like
where it
I
was
was just like,
like,
I've not ever looked at Unreal before, so I was like,
yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know if I could do anything here. I have no idea.
Well, that's the thing is you as a player shouldn't. This is what these like some of these things are like what developers should be doing. Like you're literally basically saying, "Hey, on startup, run these commands," you know, on the actual engine. And like realistically, you know, a finished product, you should not be able to do r.fog equals 0. Like that should not be allowed. Right? You should not be able to do grass equals 0. You know, that's not good. But you know, I was just trying to see like what's really the problem here because it's like what is causing some of these issues I'm having and like I got up to like a point once where like the frame rate was pretty good, pretty high, like stable hundreds, but like the game looked awful. Like there was no global illumination. So like everything looked like it was placed in like a 3D scene with no lighting. So it's just like a default, you know, vector lighting shading. And then like the grass was disabled because I've probably downloaded like 4 or 5 different configs and I was just like pasting stuff in and out,
Mm.
trying things, looking up documentation. And yeah, there was no grass, just like the static bushes and trees. And like no fog. The game is crystal clear, and it's running at like 768p because I'm using like dynamic resolution scaling. So it looks so like 2000s, but I can see the person ahead of me like 50 meters clear as day running up. I shoot at him and I still die somehow because I can't, I just suck, or the hitbox side armor system. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. It's it I think I broke it at one point where like the shadows were just completely broke. Like my screen was flickering essentially. It was just I scuffed it. I put too many commands in, so I had to start over a couple times. But yeah, well, you just shouldn't have to do this stuff. Like it needs optimization. It seems like they did a lot of work on making the game look nice and making the mechanics pretty well created. I mean, the armor system and damage may be a little questionable. I can't even make heads or tails of it. So need a little research R&D there, but otherwise, everything worked pretty well. But you just couldn't play the game consistently well. It's like, wow, this lighting looks amazing. Wish my frames looked amazing right now. It's like,
Well, this is the thing. It's like with Arc, right? It's like you look that up, and those guys have like branched out some like custom version of UE5 that's basically UE4. It's got like no lumen, it's got no nanite stuff in it. They've
oh, is it
taken all of that
UE4?
stuff
Wow, I
away.
didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, no, it is UE5 technically, but like all of the
Oh,
UE5
wow.
features are
Okay.
basically removed pretty much. It's like
Good
their
for
own
them.
special version where they're like, hey, we've done all these other cool things
Yeah.
instead. I think it's like, what did it say somewhere where I was looking it up? It was like some,
I think
and they
they
did like a bunch of stuff for the NVIDIA guys, I think as well. What did it say here? It's like customized version of Unreal. So they use NVIDIA's real-time global illumination instead,
Oh, that's interesting.
apparently,
Huh.
um, for dynamic lighting, which is like decent, but with lower resource overhead. But like it feels like today in today's gaming market, if you're going to be a PC player, you basically have to know all about upscaling and downscaling technologies. You have
Yeah.
to understand
Yeah.
how anti-aliasing works. You have to understand the which engine the game that you're running is being played
Mhm.
on, and like all the various machinations of that. Oh, it's this is Unity 2022. Well, they haven't fixed the full screen bug yet, so you have to play this one on Windows. And then oh no, today we're playing Black Budget. So now you need to know the ins and outs of the Unreal Engine to be able to get the most out of your PC. It's just like you got to be like a systems engineer to actually like figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's so irritating, and it depends on exactly which CPU and which graphics card you've got, and which
Yeah. Different
provider. So, well, actually,
hardware.
you're an AMD one, so you've got to use an FSR, and then this combination, with this thing, and you're on NVIDIA. Well, that's paired with a
Yeah.
X3. Oh, well, you need an X3D chip for this game because it's got 3D cache. It's like, my God, you just can't open up game anymore and just play it. It's just not how it goes.
Unfortunately.
And I'm all for understanding these things as well, but it's just too much
Yeah,
at
there's
some
only so
point.
much time in the day, and at the end of the day, we're just trying to have fun and play a video game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't play many games in. Well, actually, I guess that's increasing. I'm playing increasing numbers of games in Unreal, but I haven't focused that much on Unreal before, really, personally.
Yeah.
So I don't know enough yet to do all the faffing around. I mean, that being said, it does seem like a lot of stuff is open in Black Budget. So I did see a few people on the Asia servers, and there's like hackers already,
Yeah, that's what
like
I've
in the
heard.
alpha test, which is like, oh my god, because there's like
I
games
don't
just
even
like
think
wide
there's an
open.
anti-cheat running. I'm pretty sure
So
there's
no, so it's like insane. It's
yeah.
like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, this is what is going on? Like, because that's I mean, it doesn't bode well, does it really?
I
But
don't
like
know.
for the
I
future,
mean,
do you think like, do I want to? I mean, yeah, maybe, but like, I think it just, I don't know.
the only thing I could think of is like they wanted to get a bunch of like let's get a bunch of testers so we can get like a wide range of hardware and like see
Hmm,
what issues people are having that's hardware related. Because I was having the
yeah,
same crash every other raid. It was like DirectX 312, 3D12, fence dot, whatever. Like it's just it's like, yep, the same crash.
fence.jpg has failed to load.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think it was literally a fence, but maybe it was. Who knows? Somebody fix that fence, please, because it is crashing my game every time. But yeah, it's rough. Before we wrap it up, two things I want to mention. One, Marathon published a video doc. I don't know what the actual contents are, but I know they're gearing up for supposedly a March 2026 release. So, be interested in that. I'm curious to see what's in that document. Maybe we'll react to that next week. And then the other thing, Arc Raiders. I think they're doing a big update, like one of their first more major content updates tomorrow. Like it's the winter cold snap something thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I did actually see the little video for that.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what's exactly in there. I'm guessing winter, but
Just a little lore type thing, people lighting
okay.
candles in Speranza is basically that. It's basically it.
Huh. So not major
So,
content, minor
well,
content.
maybe in the I know they're changing all the maps to be the winter stuff, but well, it's because I
Okay, we'll
think they're
see.
opening the expedition window soon. I think that's the main thing.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what exactly is coming with it, but yeah, I saw the little video because I like the art videos. I like the little cutscene cinematics they do.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But yeah, and I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I'm hoping. I wouldn't mind Return to Arc. I just want the. I'm
Hmm.
kind of biding my time and hoping they're gonna do a tweak to progression because that was my only major gripe. But I'll probably play it again some other time when
I
it
want to
when it
get
feels like
to.
it.
I actually do want to do the expedition. I just
Yeah.
got to actually find some time to like go through and I got stuck on those cooling fans for ages. It turns out they're all at the top of the spaceport tower. You can find them there. I found because people had told me about this, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll get to it at some point." And Tarkov went down like a week ago, maybe, and people were like, "Why don't you play some Ark?" And I was like, "Rather than just waiting." It's like, "Okay, let's go play some Ark then." And just bumbled about solo. Didn't meet any aggressive players at all. Everybody was friendly and just like ran to the top of the cooling tower 4 or 5 times. I think it was even like 4 times, and I found all 5 of them that I needed.
Wow.
And one of the guys even just like found one for me. I was just like, "Hey, I'm looking for cooling fans." They're like, "Oh, there's one right here, mate. You can have one." It's like, "Oh, great!" So I got that done, and now I need to get like 2 Leaper cores, I think, and then I think I'm done after that.
Oh,
I've got to
okay.
like give all of the junk.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to play a little bit more. But I've not really been playing because of Tarkov 1.0. But I'd quite like to go back a bit. It was fun to jump back into it.
Is there like a big like? I mean, you're just resetting your account essentially, right? But I guess it's a window, so you don't want to miss
Recently.
out.
Yeah, because otherwise you got to wait for the next 8 week period, and you do
Okay.
get you get like extra stash space and stuff.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think
Gotcha.
those are permanent. There's some permanent buffs and there's some temporary buffs. I think there's. I'd like to do it. Honestly, I would like to do it. Just like be part of it. They released at the last minute that to based on your stash inventory value, you were going to get these extra things, and they didn't release until like right at the last moment. And they said, well, you're gonna to get the maximum out of the expedition, you have to have your stash value has to be 5 million credits worth, and each
Whoa.
million is going to be an extra skill point. And a lot of people are
Whoa.
really pissed off because people would have played the game a bit differently, or like a lot of people have like
Right.
chilled and like not been doing very much. Like, why would you grind that much otherwise?
Yeah.
And then people have kind of been told sort of like almost kind of too late to be able
Mm.
to do it in any reasonable way. So people were a bit annoyed about that. I saw, but I mean, it's just a couple of skill points. Like it's whatever, right? Um, and I think there's a temporary. I can't really remember. So I'm definitely not doing that. I just want to do the thing.
Is there a level
Um,
cap?
hmm. Not sure. I don't know actually.
Because why would you want more skill? I mean, I kind of assumed
I
you.
think well, it's because it gets harder and harder to level up as you go. So if you get an extra
Okay,
5 to begin with,
that makes it. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think that's the deal.
Yes, there is a
Um,
level cap. Says someone in chat. Cool.
Probably when you get the whole skill tree maxed, or actually maybe you can't. I don't know actually.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's good fun. I mean, Ark's nice to just like vibe in. It's like so much more
Yeah. Yeah.
chilled,
I want to play it with
especially
one of my
solo
friends.
yeah, especially on like the non-event like solo ones. It's just like everyone's just running around, just killing
Yeah.
Ark.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
like
quite
that game.
nice.
Good game.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. I might be. I was playing Tarkov there for a little bit, and then Black Budget. I got the Black Budget bug, and now I'm just like, I don't. I might be Tarkov out. Kind of just like not really enjoying the customs. Like I just suck. I guess I don't know. I can't. I can't buy a setup kill. It feels like I'm just. So I don't know. I might.
I
I
mean,
might.
setup is a big like it's a big wall for a lot of people. You have
I
to get like
usually. I used to
MP18.
like it though. Is the thing. I used to actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I do think the map has not helped.
I think I'm just a little out of
MP18
touch.
with the sight with the scope. That's the way.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm basically doing that because I had some BMG. I tried that. I had Piranha. Just like got deleted by like an assault rifle. It's always just like when I go scav with a VPO with like FMJ rounds and I two tap two guys. It's just like okay, well that's just anyways. But I did get
Just how it goes.
Punisher unlocked finally because I had Prapper. My Prapper progression was like gatekeeper by something. I finally got that taken care of because then I did Shaking Up the Teller and then I got Punisher Part 1. So now I don't feel as bad doing Shoreline tasks because now I can like do that as well.
Combine at
Because it
least.
feels kind of bad doing Shoreline tasks and not having some quests for scav killing related on that map. So I might just do that, come back, we'll see. Who knows? Deadlock, maybe.
Yeah, just to,
Figure it
you
out.
know, if setup's being annoying, just ignore setup and do something more interesting.
Yeah, because I
And if
only
you're not
got
doing
like
capital
2
well,
out of
then like
8. and
yeah, then just don't worry about it. Like you don't need to do any of the quests you don't want to do. I think
yeah,
that's the thing these days, you know.
yeah.
You could just play
You kind of can.
freestyle Tarkov.
Yeah, you kind
Especially
of
with the
can.
flea and stuff.
Sort of. It's a little annoying because like some stuff
Yeah.
is fine. That's the part was I complained about earlier, so I won't do it again. But it's just like I can buy this weapon part, but I can't buy these. It's just
Yeah. I know. I
you
hear you.
get it. You get me.
I get it.
All
I
right.
do.
Well, let's wrap it up here before we crack open another Tarkov rant session. Thank you everyone for tuning in as always. And with that, we will see you all next week.
Catch you later.